Welcome to Meadowbrook Memories Podcast. I am Jelly, otherwise known as Glester Prince, and my co-host is Hitchcock, otherwise known as Alfred Henry. Our mission on this podcast series is to explore the stories behind the magic that was created at Meadowbrook. When over a span of 4 years, between 1982 and 1986, we saw the transformation of a small co-educational school with less than 1,200 students, 800 boys, 800 girls and 400 boys into a successful sports and scholastic champion, winning 7 major trophies, 3 Sunlight Cup, 2 Topping Cup, 1 Walker Cup, and 1 Nutriment Shield. And to crown these achievements, Meadowbrook also produced 2 Rhodes Scholars, Cavell Creighton in 1987 and Andrea Wright in 1989, both graduates of Meadowbrook in 1983. In this podcast series, we'll be speaking to persons, both males and female, who are actively involved in this incredible journey, along with friends and staff at Meadowbrook, which inspired the environment which created this golden era. We hope you enjoy our discussion. Please give us as much support and encouragement as you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. Welcome and thanks for joining us. Alright, ready? So, remember to like, share, and subscribe these Meadowbrook Memories podcasts so neither you nor your friends will miss another Meadowbrook conversation. Thanks. Today is Saturday, October 21, 2023, and welcome back to another conversation about Meadowbrook Memories. Me as usual, Glester, or Lance, or Jelly, or Prince, and any one of those names will do. Our first co-hosts have been on these conversations on quite a few occasions, and he was responsible for the oldest member of our Meadowbrook Memories community who have joined the conversation, our former principal, 94-year-old, Mr. Donald Bogle, whose conversation you can hear on episode number 42, and links will be in the description chapter of this podcast here. So like, share, and subscribe while listening to Mr. Bogle's conversation. Wayne Swaby has been doing yeoman's work in the Canadian chapter of our Meadowbrook alum, and you can go and listen to episode number 84 and listen to Wayne's Meadowbrook memories in his own words, and links are also provided within the description page. And of course, like, share, and subscribe while listening. Our next co-host, Nadine Moulton, will be rejoining us this evening and has been doing tremendous work for the New York chapter of our alum association. And you can also listen to Nadine Meadowbrook Memory in her own words on episode number 25. And of course, as I said, links will be in the description box. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe while listening. Also rejoining us for this special conversation is Oswald Barrett, who has done a whole heap of work for Meadowbrook Memories New York chapter. And I'm going to say this way. While I was witness protection for the longest while, and you can go back and listen to Ozzy Meadowbrook Memories in his own words on episode number 50. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and links will be provided. I want to thank publicly all 3 of our co-hosts today who inspired other alums and who kept the light shining all these years. That when I started running off my mouth on these conversations in January 2022, thanks to this group of green and blue loyalists, a core block of alum who love Meadowbrook like the great sports team of the 1980s. A whole heap of people was there waiting to spread the words of the greatness of our beloved Meadowbrook. Anyway, we have 2 special guests today. And in true Meadowbrook Memories fashion, we must give them a proper introduction. These guests have known each other for over 60 years. They both started Meadowbrook in 1962 and left in 1966. Both of our guests, I may have to say this, were proud Ratneyites. And one of our guests was the first boy from Meadowbrook to win points at boy champs, where he was second place in the high jump and was nicknamed the Bullet. He was known island-wide for his Western-style high jump technique, and journalists from main media houses at the time came to interview him and other schools came to spy on him to copy his high jumping technique. The other guest was no slouch either, because she took great pride in beating one of the fastest runners at the time, Joan Brathwaite, in a 100-meter dash. But more than anything else, I describe tonight's guests as Meadowbrook's original lovebirds, because they have known each other since primary school and have been married for over 55 years. And whenever I have spoken to them in the little time I've known them, and reading the bio about them, they sent to me about their Meadowbrook days, the love and admiration that they respectively have for each other, I can only describe as magical. But without further ado, I'm so anxious to hear their story that I must introduce them right away. The Meadowbrook members welcome Meadowbrook's first true lovebirds, Errol and Pauline Henry. And for clarity, Pauline was Hollingsworth before she got married. So Pauline.
Hollingsworth.
Pauline, yeah.
Holling.
Colin?
Holling. H.
Hollins. Hollins. Oh, sorry, Pauline. Hollins, sorry.
Hollingsworth.
Hollingsworth.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why I got it wrong. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hollingsworth.
Okay.
Thanks for the correction. So, Pauline, you go ahead and introduce yourself first, and then you go ahead afterward, Errol.
Okay, I am Pauline Hollingsworth and had the privilege of going to Meadowbrook, attending Meadowbrook High School, 1962. I came to Meadowbrook from halfway through elementary, where I got gained a common entrance place, and was surprised to know that I was going to the same high school with Errol Henry, my husband, Rolly. And we were there for as many years as it took until from 1962 until 1966 when we graduated. And I migrated to this country in October of 1966, and he migrated in February of 1967. And we eventually got married June of 1968, June 8th, 1968. I let my husband continue from there.
Yeah, thank you, Pauline.
Well,
Go ahead, Errol.
Errol Henry, old Meadowbrookian, started out before I attended Meadowbrook, I went to micro-practicing school. That's on Marosca Road, if anybody remembers where that school is located. Micro-practicing school was one of the elite elementary schools because we had the privilege of having a teacher's college on premises, on the grounds. So we had the benefit of having teachers before they went into the profession to come to our classes and teach us. And surprisingly enough, some of those same teachers wound up at Meadowbrook. So I knew them even before they came to Meadowbrook. I got in the year before I graduated from Michael, thank God, Mr. Manley started giving out government scholarships, because after leaving elementary school, my mom, who was not well off monetarily, didn't have any money to send me to any, pay for any schools to go to. So thanks to Mr. Manley, I got a full scholarship, because let me tell you about Michael was a very, very good school in his teaching profession. So we were well prepared for the exams that we had to take before we got the scholarship. So I was able to gain a full scholarship going to Meadowbrook. So that's where I started.
Oh, thank you, Errol. And for clarity, this is Norman Manley, the father Manley, not Michael.
Yes, not Michael. This is Daddy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Daddy Manley.
Michael.
I have to clear that
No,
up.
did I say Michael? I meant
No,
Norman.
I said Manley. No, I said Manley. You didn't say either.
Oh, Manley. Okay, that's Norman. That's Daddy.
And I was a beneficiary of the other Manley, because when free education in 1974, I was one of the first batch of students who got.
Well,
so I know what you're talking about. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, it was very beneficial to underprivileged kids who couldn't afford the tuition to go to
Right.
these
Right.
schools
Right.
after elementary school.
Right. No, it's because I'm aware of the 18. Cause my sisters started Meadowbrook. Well, one went to Meadowbrook and started. So I used to have something called a half scholarship at that time to and all that. So
Yes, that's what Pauline gained, a half scholarship.
Yeah. But we get into that. But Wayne, reintroduce back yourself for me.
Absolutely. So Wayne Swaby, I am from the graduating class of 1983. Started Meadowbrook in 78, 79. So yeah, I guess that means I was born the same year you left school, Pauline and Errol.
We're grandfather then.
Well, that just goes to show because today I'm somebody's grandfather. So
Yeah.
But it's great to be here and to sharing these conversations. I mentioned on the last discussion I had how pleasing it is to really bring the generations together and having these conversations. You don't necessarily feel that separation, so it's really a pleasure to be here talking to you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Wayne. And Nadine, reintroduce yourself back for me, please.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, I'm listening to the introduction by our esteemed guests, Pauline and Errol. And let me say this, I am smiling from ear to ear because Errol, I also attended micro-practicing all-age school. And I am also a part of that elite school. And I really entered Meadowbrook, or should I say I was born the year after you left Meadowbrook. And
Wow.
yes, I am a part of the graduating class of 1984. So I was there from 1979 to 84. And then from Micah, I was at Micah from 74 to 79. So it is a pleasure to be on this platform building bridges. And I just hope that we will have a wonderful conversation. And as Wayne said, just bring it all to life. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Nadine. And Ozzy, introduce yourself for me, please.
Hey, Jelly, thank you again for having us. Such a pleasure to be here this evening talking to everyone, especially our two guests who are as old as I am in terms of marriage. From 1968 to now, it's a milestone. And it's just great to be here and looking forward to the conversation.
Yeah, man, thank you. And as I said in an introduction, I am very happy that you guys kept the light shining with the Alum Association during all these years. So I must thank you for that. So yeah, appreciate that. It's hard work. And most of the time people don't recognize it. So I must recognize in the public, they say. And they do a whole heap of work without recognition for so much years. So hopefully we can make it pay fruit going forward. So yeah.
All right.
But Pauline and Errol, we always ask the first question, and I'm going to start with you, Pauline. First question I ask, and it's not much question, but I have a first question. Did you choose Meadowbrook or Meadowbrook chose you?
Well, as I said, Meadowbrook chose me because of the common entrance examination that we took. I didn't know what school was going to accept me at the time. And I found out it was Meadowbrook. And he found out the same time that I did. Because as I said, we lived on the same block in Jamaica. And he found out that he was going to Meadowbrook. And I found out also that I got the half scholarship for Meadowbrook. So really, they chose me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know of Meadowbrook until we found out that they chose us. And we were foundation students. Like 50 of us the first year, or 40 of us the first year went to Meadowbrook.
And what area you lived in, Pauline? What area was that at the time?
What area was that?
Russell Road.
What area?
Yeah, what area?
Kingston 10. Russell Road.
Russell Road.
Oh, Russell Road. Yeah, I know the area you're talking. Off Maxfield Avenue. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Lyndhurst Road. Right. Yeah, I know you're talking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but Yeah, Meadowbrook chose me because, like I said, my mom didn't have the money to choose a school. So with the scholarship availability, we found out that we were granted a scholarship to Meadowbrook, which was strange. When we heard the name Meadowbrook, nobody knew where that was, its location, how to get there, where it was, and over time, when the correspondence came from the government and to where the location was and how to get there, then we found out exactly where the school was. And when it's strange when we were asked, when people ask you where is Meadowbrook, we always say above Calabar because that's the only focal point we could have to tell you where Meadowbrook was located. You know, that's how long it was. And once you passed on Robin Avenue, it was just country, more or less.
Whitehall Avenue.
Whitehall Avenue. So it was remote, number one, and number two, it was a developing area because where the school was located, houses were just being built around the Meadowbrook area, the Havendale area, as it was described then.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the privilege of watching it, the whole thing develop.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
as a foundation member. But let me ask you something.
Exactly.
Let me ask both on you something because when you pass in Meadowbrook, you never kiss on the teeth and said, "Sure, we want to go to a big school."
No.
No. I was anxious to see what Meadowbrook was like.
Okay.
Because as I said, we were familiar with Bulmer, St. Andrews,
Yeah,
Calabar, even Merle Grove we were familiar because my elder sister went to Merle Grove. But
Meadowbrook was brand new.
Meadowbrook was brand new.
Brand spanking new. And
you know, we had our own bus.
And you know something?
We had our own.
Yeah, kissing the teeth and say about Meadowbrook. You were so happy to go to a high school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it was not a matter of choice. It was a matter of being granted that privilege to go to a high school after elementary school. So wherever was chosen for us by divine grace, and Meadowbrook was, gosh, talking to you guys just bring back so much memories. The Christian foundation we learned going to that school is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was really a blessing to us, to me.
Yeah. So how you guys got to school at the time you started Meadowbrook?
Let Pauline give you the story on that.
Well, initially we had a little green bus.
School bus.
A school bus, a green school bus that all the students from Meadowbrook could hold in that school bus. There were 2 points you could get it, Crossroads, because Sonia Francis, who was one of the students who came after us, had to get her father to drive her to Crossroads because she lived further down like Central Branch, by Central Branch.
Yeah. Don't slap in road, yeah.
And she had to be driven to Crossroads to catch the green bus, and then it went from there to Balmoral Avenue where Miss Kitakin, our senior mistress, would come on the bus then, and you better be on your P's and Q's when she comes on the bus. No roadism. And then it would go to Harper-Tree, and from Harper-Tree, I think Whitehall or straight up to Meadowbrook. That's how we got transported to school.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, they got a number 37 JOS bus that took us to school.
It ran up in the
all the way up to Haven there.
Yeah, all the way up
right
to
beside the school. Yeah.
So we had our little school bus. We were special in that regard because you know where we got the bus by? I don't know if State Theater is still there because I haven't visited Jamaica in quite some time. So I don't even know if State Theater exists.
You know, as you mentioned that, Errol, where was it again? I remember the name, State Theater. What's it?
State was on. It was going towards Crossroads.
If you know where Bruce's party is.
Halfway Tree Road.
Yeah.
Right behind there. Right on Tree Road. Right at the beginning of Tree Road as you leave Crossroads.
Yeah, next to
Tasties was right there.
Yeah, this was by Tasties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by Tasties, exactly.
I think the name of that theater, it brings back memories for true era because I remember that theater too, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it exists anymore.
And then the Alpha Tree would be by Hilo Supermarket.
But no, it was by Odeon Theater.
Yeah,
So it was Odeon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was
Odeon
straight
is
on
halfway
Alpha Tree
tree.
Road.
and that was by and JBC didn't exist at the time.
Yeah, JBC was more
Further down.
it wasn't directly on Alpha Tree Road.
Mm-hmm.
It was more you could more see
Odeon Avenue. I think it was called South Odeon Avenue.
There, the clock tower.
Alpha Tree School, Southernmere
Yeah,
School was
clock
right there.
tower and Odeon Theater. So it was on the main because the bus could just pull off on the side there, and because of the few students that went there, that went up that far. So this is a history lesson to you guys from what I can understand with the age group that graduated after we left. So this is more filling in some of the foundation numbers that it's critical to know how Meadowbrook started and
that's
where it is now.
That's why I'm happy to be having these conversations with both of you at the same time because I'm happy. I'm
so curious. That was the green bus you speak of, Errol and Pauline. Did the school own that bus, or it was a private bus that just happened to?
It was a lady
It was a rental.
named Paul, a young man who went to school with us, Paul Graves. His mother
It's Glades.
is the owner of the bus, and she drove the bus.
Mr. Glades, you're talking
I
about
see.
Glades?
Yeah, Paul Graves. Yes.
Yes,
Paul
I know
Graves.
what you're talking. Yes. Yeah.
It was a rental, so it was just for us. It was exclusively for us.
Exclusively for Meadowbrook.
Because we had
very
pickup
good.
points which only the school students knew about, and only we could have access to the bus. So it was just for us until Joris ran it a line up in
straight up in to Meadowbrook, Avondale. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And even then, the conductors asked you if you were going into Avondale, and they used to throw out people, coming out Half-a Tree. Just grab a bus on Half-a Tree Road. So they just tell them you can't take this bus. They try to discourage people. I put it that way.
Hold on. So that existed from your time, Errol and Pauline, because in our time, they said no schoolers.
Oh no! We didn't say they didn't exclude them. We just the conductress, it's usually women who used to be on the buses them time. They used to discourage anybody. Used to see other students they might let on, like the people going into those girls going up to Holy Cross and all those schools, St. Andrews, anything going up Half-a Tree Road, they would they could take, but like workers. They tell them catch another bus.
I got you.
So,
I got you. No,
so most of the students who would take the bus would be school students.
Yeah, man. That's it.
It
was directly opposite to what we experienced in Errol. That's what we're talking. The students were encouraged. Directly opposite. I'm glad I clarified that. Yes. They made space for you then. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They made space for you. No, understand.
Which we just, and plus we had our tartan headlet, so we were recognized as Meadowbrookians as such.
And as you mentioned that Errol and Pauline, both of you wrote in terms that you said tartan. That's the color, the green and blue color is the type of material.
Exactly.
Yes, of the tunic that we wore with white blouses.
That's a Scottish plaid.
So that's what you guys called it at the time, tartan?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
It was known as tartan plaid.
I didn't know that at all. And all these years, I got Meadowbrook.
You know that?
No.
See? Yeah, it's a Scottish plaid, which was unique to us, to the school. Well, Andrews used to wear something like that, but ours was.
Yours was unique. Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yours is unique. I think the official term is the Black Watch tartan or the Black Watch Campbell tartan or something like that.
I don't know any other name but tartan, the tartan plaid.
Yeah.
There might be other, names added to it, but we knew that the tartan plaid of Meadowbrook.
I didn't know that at all. I mean, even all my years at Meadowbrook and since leaving, it's recently I hear it says a tartan that name. So I say, okay.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that. I just said it was a green and blue plaid or something like that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it was a Scottish, it's a Scottish thing because we're basically a Scottish Presbyterian type school. The roots of our school.
All right, so Pauline, you can take this one first. The first day you step on Meadowbrook campus now, you're going out the bushes, I just say, in the country. It looked like what was the first impression you get when you land on the campus?
Coming from the area we lived in, this was country to us. All the trees, as Rolly said, it was not developed. As a matter of fact, the church, Meadowbrook Church, was built after the school, and it was built right behind. Before you get to the school, you would see the church, and the church was built after the school was built.
Yeah.
And when we went to school, we had a flat building. We had the first
The auditorium.
The auditorium was the first area. The other areas were eventually built. Like we call it the new building. We used to refer to it as the new building as they went up. So we were accustomed to just the auditorium that all of us could hold on the platform when we first went, and the classes were partitioned in the auditorium itself. So that's what we saw, and I'm saying, we're in the country part. It was beautiful to watch the houses go up.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, beautiful houses. Compared to where we were coming from.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The flat roof houses were in Styles End. It was very nice, beautiful houses.
So what was your experience like, Errol, when you came into Meadowbrook and you saw the country area that I described it? What's the first impression you got?
It's the same thing as Pauline. How small it was, the interaction with the teachers and the students. I mean, we were just a little family. Because if you can picture the auditorium and an entire school can fit on that platform, you have to know everybody. You were just like a big oversized family, so to speak. With 40 or 50 of you guys, of us guys, just getting together and feeding our way out. It was an experience. Like any new area you go to, you just learn you make fast friends, number one, and it was fun. Just thinking about how the neighborhood was so pristine, no houses, plenty mango tree, because that's all we plenty of fruit trees up there. Oh, we could feast on fruit trees up there in the Avondale area, and we had fun. Oh, it was just fun.
I mentioned something there, Errol, and Meadowbrook never lost that flavor in it, because up until the time I left in 82, and Nadine and Wayne, as you can attest to this, Meadowbrook never lost its familial touch. It felt like family. Even though our population had grown, it always felt like that to me. Always. So it had that family feel to me. I mean, everybody knew everybody. I mean, until you start getting, and you get in the upper ranks now, then the first year students, you're not too familiar with them until after you leave school, because after I left school, people used to come to me and say, Errol, I said, where do I know you from? So I remember I came there when I was in first grade or something. You don't remember them after certain years, but in the formative years, when we started, everybody knew everybody, from the youngest to the oldest, and where they lived, because we were always invited over to their house, and just to hang out before you went back home. Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
For instance, if we were on the bus and we didn't see like June, where's June? June is not on the bus.
Yeah.
You'd look out for her. Wait, June isn't here. And then you'd see her parents coming with her, and the bus would wait, and they would come on the bus. That kind of stuff.
It was really family oriented in terms of the student body.
So let me ask you something. When you start Meadowbrook in 62, when both of you start, and then one of you can take this first. You say you had a population of about 50. What was the breakdown?
Yeah.
What was the breakdown like in terms of like first farm up to fifth farm? Did you have a sixth farm at the time? Or that
No.
Okay. So
We had the entire spectrum. We had from first farm to sixth farm, but the student body was so small. You know, each class had such small numbers because it was brand new.
Mm-hmm.
So the class sizes weren't that big to, you know, but we had the entire spectrum from first form to sixth form because you had some big girls and big boys as a first form I would describe them. But so we had the entire, you know, we covered this whole spectrum from first to fifth form or sixth form.
It's what I'm curious about in Pauline. When you took common entrance and pass and get in on the ground floor, but when you're saying bigger people was there at the time, where did those people come from? What kind of exam them took for come to Meadowbrook? Are they transferred? How did that work?
Well, some of them were able to pay their way in. You know, because we had some wealthy students coming there. For example, we had, I don't know if you might not remember, we had Kent LaCroix. I think he's some big executive in Jamaica now with
his mother was
Dr. Dean. His mother was Dr. Dean. So we had some elite people up there. We had some people with money who could pay their way in. Not everybody was on scholarship. So
some of these students parents built their houses and moved into the neighborhood, so their children started coming to Meadowbrook.
Exactly.
So quite a few children lived around the area because their parents bought houses in the area.
And they were well connected. I mean, they were individual families who were well off. You could see it. Everybody had their own cars and when I say have their own cars, they were able to get around to their jobs by having their own vehicles at the time. So they were able to take care of themselves. But not everybody was on scholarship. We had people who the students' parents could pay their way into Meadowbrook. And like Pauline said, they like the neighborhood. They want to build their houses up there, so automatically their kids went to the school.
Mm-hmm. I mentioned a name, Errol, that Kent LaCroix. When we won Sunlight in 1982, I needed a blazer, a Meadowbrook blazer.
Right. Oh.
I had to borrow his blazer. Somebody introduced me to him, and I got his blazer to borrow. Because we had a function. They had a function for us at the school at the time, and that I remember meeting him and get the blazer to borrow. I didn't know that he was so well connected at the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that. His mother was Dr. Dean, and they used to live in the neighborhood at Meadowbrook or Evandale.
Yeah, they used to live somewhere up there. I don't remember quite well now, but they were well off. They were well connected. Yeah. His mother was on the radio, JVC.
Yeah, I remember her name. At least I
met her because I did a TV program a couple of years, and she was the moderator for the program.
Yeah, friends have something about her. So Pauline, you remember some of the friends you started Meadowbrook with, or you only had eyes for Errol at the time?
Oh no, you know what? I was afraid to have eyes for him because when you have a crush on somebody or a high school boyfriend, if everybody knew, it was too pressuring. I mean, they would be watching and so we sort of kept it on the down low for a while. Yes. Because it was a lot. But no, we had friends on the bus. Jean Campbell Buckle, she was one of the first ones on the bus with us. Sonia Francis McNeil was one of the girls on the bus with us. Did we have Helen at the time?
No,
Helen came. Helen came live a little way away, but I don't think she was on the foundation students like we were.
They were they came when the bus started running.
Yes.
Up in the evening.
But yes, we had some friends on the bus there. Most of the girlfriends, I don't remember the boyfriends. Well, I might remember. I don't know if Dubby was one of those who was a foundation student. Norman, Dubby said.
Maybe I don't remember if Dubby used to take the bus up. That's one of our earlier members who unfortunately passed away at an early age. It's one of my key friends.
What's his name? What's his name, Errol? He called a nickname.
Norman Dubisset.
Norman who?
Norman Dubisset. Dubisset.
Oh, that's unusual name. Yeah.
He had a French name.
Yeah.
Because one of our teachers used to call him Debussy. And it was funny when I think it was Miss McCorty. No, McLennan, the Spanish teacher.
Yeah.
Came in and called him Norman Debussy. And we started laughing. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. Mm-hmm. But he was a real key friend of mine. Yeah, we had the bus thing was, it's like a family outing. You're going to school, everybody on the bus laughing and talking, and as Pauline mentioned, as soon as Miss Peter came on the bus, number one, the boys had to stand. All the girls were sitting, the boys had to stand. And that principle, believe it or not, carried me through life, because when I started taking Joyous buses, as soon as a woman come on the bus, we stood. As a Meadowbrookian, as myself, because that's the way we were trained, to have deep respect for women and girls. So we had a real solid foundation at Meadowbrook in terms of treating the girls with respect and, be very hospitable to the girls and the teachers and even the boys themselves. We didn't have too much rowdyism at school anyway.
And both I mentioned her name, and she taught me when I started Meadowbrook in 1974. It's Peter King.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm Mr. Chin. I see I have Mr. Chin there as one as my teacher. Yeah, it didn't teach me.
Did you know him?
Yes. He was at school when I started in 74.
Oh, Lloydo.
Yeah,
he is. Yeah, it's funny. Mr. Chin, just to give you a little history of the relationship I had with Mr. Chin. Mr. Chin was a teacher, but at the same time, he was a big brother.
Mm-hmm.
Because Mr. Chin will say to you, Errol, or any of the big boys, we were in sixth form by then. He said, what you guys doing this team? He said, I want to go to the stadium because, everything was stadium. But watch a football match. He said, I'll join you. Now, when you go to the stadium, it's not everybody have money to go into the stands. So we used to go into the bleachers, so to speak. I said, Mr. Chin, where you going? We meet him at the stadium by Urban Kennedy statue. Students and teachers. Mr. Chin, where you going? Where you guys going? Well, I'm going to bleachers. I can't come in with you. I said, where you going to? Yeah, one of his remarks was, I like to smell my people. He was a funny teacher. He was funny. He was more than a teacher to me and to some of the guys who we knew. He used to, I wouldn't say hang out, but we associate with them after school hours. And he was, I don't know if he developed the cadet corps while he was there, but he was a top cadet.
Yeah, man, he did. I think he was instrumental. I don't know how that started, but he was instrumental.
Yeah.
In influential.
Yeah, he started with us. He started with me as a. It never got too far because we were studying for exams, so nobody was really deep in going into the cadet corps.
So I see what you're saying. It started just about the time you were in sixth form. Then they didn't have a cadet corps before then.
Exactly. So it never really got too far with us.
Yeah, no, it developed into a really robust institution in the later on. Yeah.
Wow.
And Mr. Chin was instrumental in that. That is
exactly.
Fact, so.
That's him. That's Lloydo.
Yeah.
You used to call him Lloydo. Of school grounds. Lloydo, you.
Yeah. He went on to Titchfield, the principal at Titchfield after a while. I don't know if you had known.
Yes.
He went to Titchfield.
Yes.
Yeah. So Pauline, is there anybody on your side, on the female side, who inspired you like Mr. Chin inspired Errol?
Not really. I wish I got to know Miss not Miss McLennan, Miss McCourtney.
Mm-hmm.
She was more friendly. She was more closer to our age group. Miss McLennan was a little older.
Mm-hmm.
Miss McCourtney was, because I remember even after school when she got married, and one of my close friends, Pastora Thomas, was her nurse when she had her first child.
Mm-hmm.
She was more or less close to our age group, but we never got to know her that well. She was not one of those teachers who, like Mr. Chin, would get to know her students like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you needed her in any way, she, I think, would be there for us more than the other students. There was a teacher that came after her.
Talking about teachers, those teachers were so passionate about what they did and trying and to see that we succeeded. I remember talking about Miss McCourty when I took, was it Senior Cambridge at the time, and there was an essay we had to write. And when the exam was over, she asked me what I wrote about. I said I wrote about Albert Schweitzer, and I said, and she took a step back. She was jolted by the fact that I read about that. I said I went to the library on Redcam Avenue, if you guys remember, and got the book and read it, and I was able to do, write about that person. And you believe it or not, guys, Miss McCourty started to cry. She shed tears because she was so passionate about what she did, how she taught, and made sure that we students succeeded. So they were so, caring about their students.
She was our English teacher.
Yeah, our English teacher, yeah.
Also felt good the fact that you went out to go to do your research.
Yeah, she always encouraged you to go and read something, read. That was her passion. Go read. And when I told her what I did, it really, really touched her.
And for the record, Errol, Albert Schweitzer, you want to tell us who he was or why he did it?
Well, no, this is a long time ago. So I know he did some research in Africa in terms of he was a doctor, Dr. Albert Schweitzer. He did some research with building hospitals in Africa, the countries I don't remember right now, but that was what he was known for, and I was able to write about him in some detail. Yes.
Yeah. And you mentioned the stadium. What year was the stadium built? Because
19. When we had our last track meet at Sabina in, I don't remember now, to be honest. I don't remember. But we had our first. I was at the last meet at Sabina Park and the first meet at the National Stadium. So whatever year.
Is that 64? 65?
I know Commonwealth Games was it 66? I don't remember. The years now. I can't.
Like a blur. I think Commonwealth Game was in 66 and stadium was built for that.
Yes.
Stadium was built. Yes, about that time.
But let me ask you something. When Jamaica and the thing, remember and know that the Commonwealth Game was held in Jamaica.
I don't. Unless you had some connection. Unless you had some connection to that era. It would be coming a history lesson.
Well, let me ask my co-host then. Let me put them on the spot. Nadine, were you aware of this?
Yeah.
And no, I was not. And I actually just cheated and Googled the National Stadium was built in 1966.
Do the same thing, Nadine. Just
That's what showing you the inquisitiveness of Meadowbrookians.
Good job.
Yeah, Googling over here,
Good job.
Yeah, resourceful, Nadine. That's what it is. Resourcefulness.
Yes, resourceful. I stand corrected. Yes, Wayne. Resourcefulness of Meadowbrookians. Yes.
And you Wayne, you had to Google it too?
No, I didn't actually
I was
look for it.
I was, I was Googling it to myself too, guys.
No, this is
Thank you, Ozzy. Thank you, Ozzy. I don't feel too bad.
No.
That was good though, that you got it there right on point.
yeah.
You know, I was actually told that the National Stadium was built for the Empire Games. I don't know. My aunt used to tell me it was built for the Empire Games. I don't know if there's any truth to it.
You know what though, Ozzy? I don't know if the Commonwealth Games was called Empire Games before.
But that is exactly what Google is saying. That's what Google is saying. It was built for the 1966 British Empire and Commonwealth Games.
Right, so it's the same thing as you're right.
Commonwealth Games, yeah.
My aunt actually participated.
They changed the name from, they rebrand and just leave off the Empire and turn it to Commonwealth, yeah. But it's the same thing, yeah. So you, Pauline, when did you realize that you were a track star, that you could have beat up the fastest girl?
Beat up Jean Brathwaite.
Tell us about that.
You know, we used to, Mr. Millet was our athletic coach. And on several occasions we would have it was a sports day, but we would have little competitive things going on, like rounders, just softball. And we had high jump, long jump. We would compete against, as we had different houses that would compete at these little games at school. And Jean Brathwaite was in Saunders House.
Yes.
And I was in Rossley, and we had our competition. And she was one of the fastest girls in school. And I ran against her and beat her that day. I still remember it. And oh boy, everybody was jumping up and down to know that somebody could beat Jean Brathwaite. Wow. And I was the one to beat her. And I'm telling you, the guys, you feel so good. My husband comes and got me. Good run, man. Good run. I beat her. The one time. Didn't beat her again after that. Just one time.
No, sometimes it's only one victory you want to talk about in a party.
Once is enough. Once is enough. Once is enough.
I was elated to know I could beat you.
Yeah, man, you can't tell them say you retire after that. It's all right, you retire.
You should have hung up her spikes right after that.
Yeah.
She came from a class. Her brother were runners. Her brother went to Michael, and he was a track star. He was a runner too. Jean Brathwaite's brother. What was his first name? What was his first name, Ron? His first name? Jean's brother?
But he was training to be a teacher.
Yeah. Was he from Jamaica? I know the Brathwaite name is a common name from Barbados. Was he Jamaican? Were they Jamaican?
Yes.
He was Jamaican. They were Jamaican.
Yeah.
But they were gifted athletes. So entire family then.
Yeah.
I know our bigger brother who was a teacher, and then she came to Meadowbrook, and she used to run rings around everybody.
She was class.
But let me ask you something, Pauline, and I'll comment to you, Errol, because I know you're sporting exploit. I comment to you. So, but Pauline, you mentioned something about Sports Day. Do you remember when Meadowbrook had the first Sports Day?
You know, it was shortly after we got the houses.
Yeah, when everybody was
when we came first students, we didn't have houses then, and we didn't have competition then. But after we started, everybody started getting assigned to different houses. Then we started having competition. I think football came about 1963. About 63. About then.
Yeah.
Then we started competing, and we were competing in every area.
Yeah.
Not high jump, long jump, rounders, which was softball in those days. And before we had a
netball tournament,
all of that.
Girls,
Mm-hmm.
boys used to do cricket and football, and then everybody at Sports Day, as it was called, the track and field.
And by that time, were you playing at bottom field, or bottom field didn't exist till long after?
Oh.
No, bottom field wasn't this yet. We were still on school campus. Well, bottom field is by the foot of the mountain. I remember going there after graduation, but it wasn't built yet. It was we were still on that little area. We just covered a little area.
The top field, we call it. Yeah.
Top field, yeah.
Yeah.
Top field, yeah. We were on there. That's where everything was held.
From the headmaster's house.
No, right in front of well, we used to call him Mr. Top House because that's the only headmaster we knew I go to school at that time was Mr. Top.
Okay.
I think he was the last principal who lived there, and I think after him, I don't remember any principal living there because Miss McLennan took over from him, and I don't think. She lived in the house at Top. Mr. Top used to live over that house. So yeah. So what you're saying from your memory? Then you're saying Bottomfield didn't come into existence while you were at school?
No. We didn't even know that property existed.
Okay.
Until after I left school, and we had a little senior boys just wanted to have a little cricket match with the old members, and I said we were gonna play, and they took me down there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know how to get down there, so they took me down there. Yeah. So is it well developed now? I mean, you younger students or younger body, what is it like down there?
You want to take that one, Wayne?
Well, you could say that it has gone through its time. There used to be a time when it was a really fun place to be. It was, you could say it was well developed when I was there, when I went to school in 78, early 80s. But it fell into a state of disrepair.
Wow.
There's still hope for it, but it's not in its former glory. Let's put it that way.
Wow.
So where do they have competitions now?
So, in light of that, how did the kids have where do they have this fun time? I mean, playing soccer and track and field and all the other events.
There's been attempts to resurface and kind of put it. So I think, for example, this year, I believe they were able to have sports day on that premises. We were there for a reunion event, and we were able to actually have it there. But the facilities that are there to support whatever you're doing, there's a lot of opportunities to bring that back to, something that you can be proud of.
Okay. In light of what you just said, Wayne, is there a fundraising event going on? Is there anything that we can contribute to that would contribute some funding to?
I'm glad you asked that, Errol. Let me speak to that, and I'm going to attest to what Wayne said. During the 1980s, when we were there, it was the place to be in terms of the field was good, the activities, sports day, everybody had memorable sports day. But one 3 Sunlight Cup, as I said, that's the introduction of the podcast. During that time, down there in the 1980s, 2 Tapping Cup, one Walker Cup, and one Nutriment Shield. It produced great athletes in the 80s.
Of course.
See what I'm saying? That's the motivation for me to start this conversation. But Wayne is also right. For the last, and I don't know how long ago it has been in the decline. Right? When I went down there recently, what we were talking about, we had a reunion down there. And I met with the current principal, Mr. Facey, right? And he has a vision for actually more than just revitalize Bottomfield. It's almost like he want to turn it into a second campus, where it will be like a sports complex down there, along with having classrooms down there.
Wow, that's ambitious. But
same a big vision about it, but I am on board with the vision, and it's to put things in place where we can capitalize, and people like yourself and Pauline, who want to give back, but it has to be structured in a way, and I think that him working and get that in place, and working with the alum association when Nadine is a part of it, Wayne is a part of in Canada, and just try coordinate it. But these things, I mean, it starts with the conversation what we're having now, in terms of for revitalize, because if we can get that done, I think that's a big vision what we can do. If it
that's vision. That's visionary.
Yes.
And if we can get the younger group per se to organize something and put it forward, I think there should be great contribution in that regard. Knowing that it's a project that means something to the school itself and even to the neighborhood.
Right. You see,
true.
I've been thinking about it, and I've been talking to some people, and I'm thinking about it. And my vision is to say, what can Meadowbrook be like in 2058? And 2058, all who come Meadowbrook know that's the 100th anniversary of Meadowbrook. It's like,
Wow.
and my vision is to say, I might not be here. I might not be here. Because I am 61. I'm not a young fool, as I'm going to say, right? I'm up.
Okay.
I'm 60. Right? I'm 60. I was born in 1962. So, but the point is, if we can put a vision in place to say what we want Meadowbrook look like in 100 years, at the 100th anniversary, and start it from now, and get some plans drawn up and things, I think we can do something, because I think we're at a good place at Meadowbrook where, just like this conversation, we can be talking to people from Meadowbrook who started at the foundation. It's like a bridge building, as Nadine said earlier. You know? It's a bridge building conversation, this one tonight. I'm very...
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying to you? Yeah, right. So, I mean, I would talk back to the principal, because he reached out to me. He was also on the podcast, and that's his vision. But there are other things that need to be taken care of first before you can put things in place. Because, as you know, Jamaica, well, it's like... And I don't want to talk them things in the year, because I'm going to talk about some of the things, some of the challenges that we have with Bottomfield, legal challenges. So I'm saying, in terms of the ownership of the property, that's all I'm going to say about it. You see what I'm saying to you?
Okay.
So it's not a cut and dry thing for us to say, we just start doing something. So that has to be taken care of first. So.
Okay, all right.
But I'm glad you asked that, because that is something that we have to. That's something I have in mind in terms of say. I don't know if Nadine or Ozzy have any comment on that. Nadine?
I will just basically say a lot of it, as you said, is not cut and dried. And I have also been privy to the dream. And once we have that vision out there, it is something that we can all continue to aspire towards. And it is, things working. And as you said, we do have a lot of things to take care of before we can actually see the materialization of that vision. But, without a dream, the people will perish. So we will keep on holding the light.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good vision, Prince. Just needs everybody's everybody on board to do it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Everybody on board,
And I think that's what is missing in terms of say, just have to have a big vision. This is what we want. And just
exactly.
Cause the bigger the vision, sometimes the easier it is to sell. I said, boy, I want to be part of it. Even though I want to be part of it, even though I know I won't be here and around. It's like you want to put things in place to say you leave a legacy.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
So I love to that, because I like all of us, we love Meadowbrook. We can't talk about that at all. We love, and I didn't realize that. I thought that I just because me play sports and we did not lucky. We were successful enough sports competition that we did love sports. But I realized what if people go Meadowbrook? What if a percentage? 90% of the people love Meadowbrook just like how me love it. Sometimes more than how me love it. You see what I'm saying? So hence this conversation tonight, talking to people who started Meadowbrook before I was born.
Of course, that's a good place to be to know that.
Yeah.
Meadowbrook, even though you weren't born then, there are people who were there who really love it just as you love it now.
Yeah, man, yeah. And I had a sister who went to Meadowbrook in the 1960s. She started Meadowbrook, I think, 65 or 66. So when you guys were leaving, you should have started Meadowbrook. And I remember we're in the Tom. You remember we're in the Tom, Pauline? I call it the Che Guevara Tom.
The
berets at the Tom, the berets.
Yes,
that was part of the uniform.
That was a part of the uniform. We used to wear the beret.
The beret, not the Tom. The Tom sound like a Rasta thing. The berets, sorry.
The beret was a part of the uniform.
Refer to your school beret.
Yeah.
And you refer to the cardigan that you had to wear. The boys wore it when we had special occasions, like we had a prize giving night, or if we had
the school blazer.
Yeah, the school blazer.
Yeah.
We used to wear that. We never wore it on an everyday basis. But we used to wear it if we had special occasions, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
If we had a recital or if we had prize giving or whatever it was, then they were supposed to wear it.
Back to the formal uniform. And we Kent was able to lend you his school blazer.
Right.
I don't know where. Oh,
right.
That is so. Oh.
Yeah. No. Right. That's
So
yeah. I remember me.
Did you,
Yeah. Go ahead, Errol.
I'm sure you the school blazers were still part of the formal uniform, right?
No, that's the point. That's the point, Errol. When I wanted a blazer in 1982, it's like those things had been, for whatever the reason, they weren't available. I don't know if it was the cost of doing it.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? I had to borrow it. It wasn't, nobody was wearing it or using it at all. And I doubt if Nadine or Wayne or Ozzy are aware of the school blazers in terms of say.
Are you kidding me? That's part of our motto. It just when the extra, which is a star on our blazers, was so outstanding.
Yes.
I recall a blazer, but it was blue. I think the blazer was blue. Yes.
With a gold circle and the star in it. With it just
correct.
When the extra.
Yeah. As you said, it was for special occasions only, right?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. So what the girls?
What you're saying that it's one of the is that got lost somewhere down the road here now.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't think the students after us know anything about the blazer.
Wow.
That
no. That's
I didn't know that.
No, right.
Blue blazer was so unique in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls used to have to wear a white tunic for special occasions. We never wore the tartan flag like we wear for school. For regular school, we wore white dresses.
Would you wear school tie?
No. We wore white dresses, a tartan sash across. We have pictures of it. I'm surprised you didn't see pictures of it. The foundation years of school.
Yeah, with us in our blazers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really surprised or disappointed that part of the tradition is not part of the,
I heard that when the girls used to be bad at school, in my time, they used to have them wear all white. So I don't, when they were bad, huh?
We had a sash.
Yeah, the formal. If you had prize give something formal, the girls used to wear white with a tartan sash. Boys used to wear the blazers, white shirts and the tartan tie with great slacks.
No, what I was saying to you that in my time, when the girls used to give trouble, they were placed in white.
Are you kidding me?
I hear that story though. I did hear that story. It was like it was used as a form of punishment.
There's no punishment.
Yes, Ozzy, I remember that big thing. Yeah. And then the sixth formers, when we were there for sixth form, we used to wear white shirt and then the tartan tie. Sure. And now I see that the sixth formers are wearing they're different now. They don't actually. It's almost like a kind of not a blazer over the skirt. No, Wayne, is that how you describe it? It's full white with the. I don't really see the tie. They don't wear the tie. It's like trimmed with the tartan now.
It's trimmed.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Everything has changed.
Everything has changed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wow. But I like that. But somewhere along the line, we lost the prestige. I don't know if prestige is the right word. I'm wearing the blazer.
It is because even when we did my first track and field, when I went to Savannah Park, people used to come up to me and said, "What school is that?" Because we had everything came out of England. All of our sports stuff came out of England. So it was unique in that regard that it was designed there, and Meadowbrook being a new school had different colors. So when we guys used to come to them and say, "What school is this?" And we said Meadowbrook. And you say, "Wow, that's a nice uniform you guys wear. You know,
Yeah.
We had a little something, a little oomph going with Meadowbrook.
And part, let me interject a minute and say part of it, I don't think is totally the school fault, but the material became so hard to get.
That's true.
It became so hard to get, and so that's why now it is kind of a thinner. It was heavier than when we were there, but it is now thinner. The one that you're able to get, and but to actually get it out of England, and so it was becoming almost too difficult to get.
But you know what I think is doing, Nadine, to add to what you're saying, and it's a significant thing, and I think the cost of doing things changed so much in the 70s because of the devaluation of the dollar. Remember when you guys went to school in the 60s, you didn't not think about said cost.
Sterling.
Right. Where you get in Jamaica, and the same money I got to take for buy something in England or in the States. That's changed.
So true.
And that is very true. That is very true, Prince. And one of the things also that was very hard to get in the material is one. Because when I was in sixth form, I used to do history, European history. Right. And we had to get our books as well from England, out there. And you would find that you would have to put together to purchase the book, and it took a while to come. And when it came, you had to share it because of the exorbitant cost. Okay. So that really is a factor to it. But it also brought a different kind of, what should I say? I think having that prestige and stuff, and how it get hotter and everything, it would have been a hard sell for everybody.
Yeah, man, I think
understood.
Yes.
I think it got more and more expensive and out of people's reach. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Meadowbrook, it didn't, the devaluation never helped at all. It did not help at all. And for a lot of us, it does. No. It does. And it has gotten worse and worse. When you think, say, the dollar, when I started Meadowbrook in 74, it was 1 for 1, I think. And now, well, you know what the dollar is now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So it make a big difference. It does make a big difference.
It certainly does.
Where it costs, it's like it costs almost, you think about it, 150 times more if you're buying the things from overseas than we used to buy when I was school in the 60s. But anyway, I don't want to go too much into the politics because that is something we...
It's not about history. So
no, it is. But you see, why I mentioned that, I didn't want to give the impression like some boy, it's like we just lost the tradition because we don't like tradition. It's more than that. It's more than that, man. It's a matter to do with the affordability, and if people can't afford it, them just can't afford it, So But let me ask you something, Errol, because you were Meadowbrook's first track star. I thought it was my former brother-in-law. Cause he came to Meadowbrook after you, Stedman Mason. I don't know if you are aware of him.
No, I'm not familiar.
No. But I interviewed him because he went on to... He was the first person who got a track scholarship from Meadowbrook to Nebraska University. And he was, I think...
Wow.
He was that good. And I think he was on par for go make the Jamaica... He was going to make the Jamaica Olympic team in 72, but that never panned out at all. But yeah. But you are saying that you were the first person to get points in Meadowbrook at champs.
Yes.
Talk to us about that in terms of say how that did go.
It was boys camp at stadium, and doing the high jump. You didn't have these the style I used because we were landed in sand pits. We couldn't do the fuzzy flop or the technique that developed where everybody
the bar backwards. When I heard about,
we had to
go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish up.
Yeah, we had to use a different technique, which was taught to me by Mr. Millet, called the Western Road. You had to it's a hop. In other words, your plant foot is a leg. Your lead was going over the bar. So that's that was my technique. It was unique then because other people used to use the scissors style. In other words, you jump over the bar with your butt going over the bar instead of going sideways. I went over the bar sideways, which is called the Western roll, and it brought me up to second place. I won second place at stadium that year, and as boys champs in those days, points were so hard to come by. So any points that you gain put you on some map against all the other elite schools, because I don't know if you remember, Casey and Georges and Calabar were the big guns at that time.
Yeah.
So when Meadowbrook was mentioned with a few points, everybody sat up and said, "Wow," you know. So
what year was this, Errol? What year was this?
It has to be around 64, 65, around then, when stadium was built, because that was the first year we moved boys camp from Savannah Park to the National Stadium.
I
Okay.
have a question for Errol.
You sure?
Yes, positive.
What's your memory of it, Pauline? I'll come to you. What's your memory of it?
I thought it was Savannah Park.
No, it was stadium. I remember it very well, stadium.
Okay, you're the competitor, so you remember. I was in
But
the stand.
talking about track and field, while I was at Michael, I ran into a buzzsaw of a sprinter named, everybody knew him as Billy Miller. I know him as Billy Miller, but he went on to famous fortune as Lennox Miller.
Yeah, the great Lennox Miller. Yes.
Yeah. That guy could run. That boy could run.
Yeah, he went to KC. Yeah, I know you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah, he went to KC after he left Michael.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Meadowbrook. He went to KC.
Ozzy, you had a question?
Yeah, the question is to Errol. While you were at Meadowbrook, did Meadowbrook win any cricket or football competitions that you know of?
No.
Because
no, we weren't. We were when you mentioned you guys won Sunlight Cup, I had to say, wow, that means you guys put Meadowbrook on the map with the Woolmans and all the other cricketing schools that I can remember at the time. You know, because Meadowbrook, we did, if we played cricket against like Camperdown or any other school of note, we were playing their second level or third level teams. We weren't any of the big gun, type teams. And Meadowbrook introduced me to a school named Priory.
Yeah.
Priory was a little bit below Jamaica, below on
Hope Road,
Mountain View Avenue.
Yeah.
Was that Hope Road?
Yes, Hope Road, yeah. Hope Road, yeah.
Below Jamaica College.
Near Arden.
I didn't even know a school of that. No, it was below Jamaica College.
Oh,
yes, below Arden. Actually,
below Arden.
Below Arden, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Below Arden.
So we weren't. Your question, we weren't on that elite level. And like I said, when I did boys camp and got the few points against all those major schools, it really opened eyes and said, Meadowbrook. So we were in conversation at that point.
Nice.
And you were the only person who won points for us that year.
Yes.
And as far as you know, when was the next time we won? Anybody has won points while you were at school?
Somebody else have to join that conversation, because I don't remember anybody else winning points. At boys camp at least. I don't know if anybody else won. Well, as you mentioned later on, the first you mentioned, I don't remember his name now, went on to
Stedman Mason. Yeah. No, man, we did go on to produce some real good athletes afterwards.
Of course.
Stedman Mason was one of them, as I tell you. Donat Mir, Stally, he went on to win Carifta gold medal for Jamaica in 1983, I think.
Wow.
Great.
Yeah, man, 800 meter. Where the gold medalist winner, the first gold medalist winner for Meadowbrook was Jeffrey Walters. He used to live near me at Pembroke. And the 400 meters class to, I think I 76. Wow. You see what I'm saying to you? Howard Thomas went one day 100 meters class 3 boys champs in a class 3. So yeah, we did produce some real good athletes.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying?
We had John Muir as well as
John
an
Muir,
Olympian,
right? Our first and only Olympian so far, and he has been on the podcast. So John Muir, thank you, Wayne. John Muir, we left Meadowbrook and went to JC, but he represented Jamaica at the Olympic game. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So we have produced our caliber of athletes.
Yes.
Good
to know that.
No, in your rich tradition, Errol, because I did not know about your exploit until I spoke to Helen 2 weeks ago. And I'm so happy that
it was fun. It was fun.
No, I mean
it was all fun. It was all fun. Trust me.
So let me ask
you. It was nothing, you know. We just did what we had to do, and when you go stadium and see the big guns like, you know, Miller and Peter Morgan from JC and all them guys line up, man.
Mm-hmm.
You just feel comfortable in their presence, you know?
Yeah.
You just want to be a part of it and get the experience.
Yeah.
Because coming out of that tunnel and stepping out in front of
the crowd,
hundreds of people, boys stamp was, oh man, you know, it's an experience.
So let me ask Pauline a question.
And step onto that field.
Yeah. Let me ask Pauline a question about this. At that time, when you see Errol being the superstar, could you keep your secret?
Oh Lord!
Could you keep a secret? I just want to run up on the field and hug him up.
You know, there are a few close friends who knew.
Yeah.
Like Monica Warburton, who went to school with us, Tonya Francis, Castoras, they knew. So we could all join together and say, you see what he did just now? We were all elated. I mean, it was a joy to watch him perform. And they knew the secret, and they kept it. They kept my secret. They didn't want everybody to know because it was too much. He, for one, was a shy guy. You know, he really wanted to keep it on the rock.
On the down low. Okay.
Yes, and so did I, yes. When we got home now and we had our common friends at home, they would all jump up and down about it because in our neighborhood, you know, everybody knew, but at school it was a little different.
Very nice.
Oh boy.
I am glad to hear that. So, Errol, how did you feel knowing that you were and are the first person to win points at Boys Champs in Meadowbrook? No way to talk about it, I know. We're trying to get the history right.
It was a surprise to me, number one, when I think it was a commentator from, because when I went home, my uncle was able to tell me, I heard the announcement that you came second in Boys Champs, so it was being broadcast nationally. I think it's either GBC or RGR at the time. I don't remember who, because I saw the recording crew standing there and talking. I wasn't paying too much attention until I got home and my uncle told me that he heard the broadcast. But it wasn't a head-swelling event. You just took it in stride. You know, it's so wonderful to know that you did something that was noteworthy. And you just take it in stride. I enjoyed it, but nothing to. After a while, people recognize you. It's surprising that you go and walk around stadium and people start knowing you by name. You know, it was good. It was fun. Oh yeah.
But let me put the two on the spot though, because as you alluded to, we started dominating most of cricket and we won big time football competition in the 80s. Were you guys aware of Meadowbrook exploiting in the 80s?
No. I had migrated by then, 67. Pauline came to the country and America in 66. I came in 67 and I started my career, but I wasn't in touch with Meadowbrook and what was happening back in school. So you've given me a history lesson of what I mean. It's really eye-opening to hear how Meadowbrook, how far they have come in terms of elite sports like Sunlight and Manning Cup. Manning Cup, wow.
Walker Cup, which is like
a Walker
Cup. Yeah, we won the Walker Cup in 1986, but yeah.
Okay.
And so you weren't aware of the X-Files at Pauline?
No. We were here, and not all, almost all our friends had migrated already, so there wasn't anybody really to keep in touch with us to tell us what was going on at the time.
Exactly.
Most of our friends were already here. I think the only person that would keep in touch was Helen Francis. I mean, she wore Meadowbrook on her sleeve, you know.
Yeah.
Yes. Meadowbrook.
She bleeds out and blue.
Yes.
Yes.
Passionate about
to today, she is so excited about it.
Oh yeah.
But
in answer to your question, no, we didn't know what was going on at Meadowbrook during those years.
Well, let me make a confession about that, because this is one of the reasons I was motivated to start this conversation. And when I started this conversation, I was captain of the team that won for the first time in 1982.
Wow.
Yay.
Congratulations.
But no, this is not about me. When I started with this conversation, right, I said to myself, I'm going to contact my friend, them, the cricketer and the footballer, them, and we're going to talk about what we do for Meadowbrook. Because that's a 7 trophy in 5 years. And me
wow.
Say,
wow.
In 4 years, from 1982 to 1986. That was not me.
Wow.
It was not flash in the pan. Right? 7 trophy in 4 years. And me I said, nobody never want to talk about it. It's almost like it was going in a black hole. And me I said, no, right. And me I said to myself, say, you know what? If me not start running off a mouth about it and talk about it and say how good we were at the time. Because we beat the best of the best, not 1 or 2 times. We dominated the cricket.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying?
What? Of course.
And if you remember at the time in the 1980s, West Indies cricket team was the most dominant. Not the cricket team was the most dominant sports team in the world. Right?
Oh yeah.
So we were playing and competing at a sports where was the top I was looking for the best of the best then, right? So I was upset. I was upset. I refused the Jamaican word. I did vex. That means I said, but look how for the school.
yeah, we're right to be my brother.
Me I said, look how for the school, and I'm going to let them forget it. And I say, it's all right. And I say,
Vex, yes. I'm all right to be.
No, man, so I contact a couple of my friends, and I say, listen, I'm going to talk about this, you know, even if nobody else want to listen, I'm going to put it out there, and it so happened that other people have them story them want to tell, and the rest of history, as you said. But that was my motivation. Not to say, I got a podcast and still talk and listen. I meet people like you, and both of you together, and I say, that was my motivation. I say, you know what?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm going to talk my story. Even if I'm going to listen till me at 90, me listen back my story because some good story me have to tell to each other. See what I'm saying to you? So that was my that was my motivation, Errol and Pauline. That was my motivation. That because and you answer the question, you never know. So and a lot of people did not know.
Did not know. Of course, my group. I mean, the people the earlier group that we're discussing now. Our Pauline, myself, Helen, and so on. So they couldn't tell you anything. They couldn't tell you anything that you guys did. And the boys, I don't know any of them are. I went to school with, to be honest. And I hope this podcast really opened the door for people, members, students like myself, who are older students, can come on board and introduce themselves and reconnect. You know? Yeah, this is a great opportunity for what you're doing. And I appreciate what you're doing.
No, man, thank you.
So we can still connect, you know, because we always falling on myself since we're so, available. We just say, I wonder what happens to so-and-so, or just try somebody's name come in mind and we start discuss. But there's no formal get-together and say, oh, yeah, so-and-so, we can pick up the phone and call them. But with the podcast, I think it's a great opportunity that people can reconnect.
Yeah, man. People can
of any school year.
Repeat that, Errol. Of any school year, yeah. Right.
Great opportunity for people to reconnect
across
any school year.
Across generations. Across generations.
Yeah, across exactly. Across the whole spectrum.
Yeah, man.
And when we started until where they are now.
Yeah, and that is it, Once I started, I realized it's like the vision I have now is to say, I connect up from you guys from the 60s, the first generation, to the current generation. Right. Because one of the things that has happened, is almost like it's a disconnect. Can't believe it or not.
Yes. Yes.
The newer generation did not know what Meadowbrook did either in the 80s. They don't know about the stories either.
Exactly.
They don't know about this. I mean, when Nadine and I and Wayne were talking to Helen, it came out that some of these, not some of them, the teachers approaching her and said, but to talk about the greatness, they weren't aware of the greatness that Meadowbrook was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's not just the 80s. The greatness starts from when you set the bar, Errol. Where you jump over that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Literally.
In other words, I light the spark, so to speak.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
You guys blow the flame, man.
Exactly. Errol, you just shake the door and we just kick off the door and say, yeah, we're there, so no.
Yes. Good point.
Our generation of athletes in the 80s kick off the door and say, no, man. So, what for fan my own flame, what for blow our own bugle.
Exactly. Fan the flame and let them know. Because what you're saying right now, I did not know.
Yeah.
And it really motivates me to start thinking more about Meadowbrook and its needs. Because it was my foundation, as you know. It inspired me to where I am today in so many ways. Both my Christian walk, my family life, love for my wife, and the whole bit. It's all there. And it all came out of Meadowbrook.
May I ask a question? May I ask a question here? Before Prince reached out for this podcast, just curious, did you know about the Meadowbrook Memories podcast series?
No.
Interesting.
Okay. I kept saying, you know what? Not only the podcast, but maybe we can start something like get to the book, something written that people could maybe read, buy, or whatever it is that promotes all of what has been going on over the years that we didn't know about. That's what
we're working on. Go ahead, Wayne.
I was just going to say
or something, a newsletter, because my children are grown, but my son always asks me, so mommy, what happened? And they sit down in amazement listening to stories that we're telling, and we could maybe prolong the story by telling them that Manning, not Manning Cup. What is the cup you just mentioned?
Walker Cup. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, my children don't even know about that, and they would love to know because they sit in amazement listening. So, mommy, tell me what you did so, and daddy, tell me what you did so.
Right.
You know, and what Meadowbrook accomplished. Oh, it would be such a joy.
Well, you can't send them this podcast.
I think what we can do with this, Nadine, and maybe you and I and MJ, maybe the Jamaican chapter. They say we should strike while the iron is hot. So we should probably take this up as a challenge, and obviously Prince and everybody else. We can create a space, whether we leverage the website, whether it be ours, yours, or the Jamaica website, and try and figure out how we create that space, and then figure out how we make the space public enough so that everybody has access to it and can connect through the space and be able to collaborate like this. So we'll take up that challenge because it's important. There's a lot of opportunity to do things, and Errol, you mentioned, and I don't know, there's certain things. As much as we've been doing this, Nadine, Ozzy, myself, Prince, and everybody else who is actively involved in any effort to benefit the school, we've been doing it for a while. But your instinctive response to the problem that we talked about in this conversation,
Yes.
those are the things that continues to motivate us to continue to do what we do. And so we really appreciate that. And, you know, it fills my heart, to be honest, when I hear that kind of response. And it makes us want to do more. So we're going to take on this challenge and create that space that you just described.
Put it out there. I mean, it's important because I'm sure people like myself from the past years would love to do something on behalf of the school, but we didn't have a formal platform in which to make any contributions or to reach out to anybody to do what we have in our hearts to do. So this would be a great opportunity to expand what you just said, to involve other people, and like all the graduating students, I'm sure, would love to hear what's going on at the school, and you know, just connect in some
Wonderful. We'll make it happen. It's a promise.
Yes, definitely. And you'll be hearing from us, Pauline and Errol.
Most definitely.
You know,
I hope this doesn't really stop. Like,
for
instance, we came to one association meeting, and I think two, and that was it. And you know, the spark just died. And I hope this
what you
time,
guys are doing,
what you're doing, I really do appreciate you guys, because, you know, Meadowbrook High School,
Pauline, let me reiterate this. I know you said you came to maybe one or two meetings, and I see Ozzy is trying to say something. So just before Ozzy comes on, the organization has been growing from strength to strength, because this year coming up, we're celebrating our 29th year. 29th year as an alumni association here, and the spark hasn't gone. Trust me, it hasn't gone. There's still just a handful of us that are going at it, but our passion is there, and we're driven, as Wayne said. And hearing your story is what keeps us going and keeps us wanting to put Meadowbrook on the map, bringing it back to the school of first choice. So the organization is still here, and as you said, you'll be hearing from myself and Wayne and the rest of us to see how we can really push this a little further. Thank you so much for that. And Ozzy, you can go ahead.
I'm motivated. I am certainly motivated, because...
So you have our information, so anytime you can pick up the phone and call us. We're here for you, and we're here for the organization. We're here for Meadowbrook. Put it that way.
Wonderful.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah, go ahead, Ozzy.
Yeah, guys, you know, I don't know if you know, but when I joined up with that alumni back in the 90s, some of the first people I met were actually Errol and Pauline, along with Lynn and Helen Francis and Sam Walker, Dennis Grant. And I used to
Avery
Saunders, you know, and I used going to the meetings. I was the youngest one there, but I would just sit in amazement to hear the stories that they would talk about, you know. And, you know, I would say that Pauline and Errol were actually one of the early members for the alumni from New York, because they used to come to the meetings.
Yes.
And, you know, it was nice. I mean, it was really nice to sit down there and listen to them and hear them laugh and joke. And, you know, we're in the formative years, you know, but, you know, nearly 30 years later, it's still going. And, you know, the alumni is growing, and it gets better.
But let me ask Alan a question though, and I'm going to ask Errol and Pauline this first. It's like, and as I say, a blessing Wayne and Ozzy and Nadine for keeping the light shining. The Meadowbrook motto said, "Let your light so shine," and they keep the light shining.
That's the motto, yes,
right?
Sir.
And it's like the light has been simmering for so long. And I want to ask Pauline and Errol, what you think in this day and age, you know, this technologically advanced age, where we're talking to each other from maybe 5 different parts of the world. Right?
There you go.
Right? What you think we can do different to motivate Meadowbrook alums for one give back to the school? And you take that one first, Pauline. And what you think? Because as they say, 30 years ago you went to a meeting, you're still passionate about Meadowbrook, but it's like, for bar the term I use, we never swore. We didn't soar at all.
Right.
We just a simmer. And I think Meadowbrook is uniquely placed, because and just talking to you, I realize how uniquely placed we are now. We have a first generation of people who started Meadowbrook. We can have a conversation from the beginning of the school to current state of the school. I think very few schools can do that. You see what I'm saying to you? So what do you think can be done for make us start soar then? What do you think can be done different?
I have an email address, and Nadine have been sending out emails and stuff. And to be very honest with you, I have not been paying attention to it like I should. And I guess what we all need is somebody to sort of push, to motivate. For instance, Monica is gone on a cruise now, and before she left, she talked about the chapter in Atlanta, that the Meadowbrook chapter in Atlanta is having a fish fry. And I don't know if Nadine knows about this, but she did leave me information. And I'm supposed to go back to it and discuss it with my husband as to how we're going to make contributions to whatever is happening. But the fish fry is taking place soon, because she sent me all that information.
It's today. It's actually taking place today, and yes, we are aware of it. And I've been pushing it on social media, and we have created, President's Circle. So we are in touch with the new president in Atlanta. So we are really up on it, and we're really happy to know that we're spreading our wings out there. So that's definitely going on.
The email is working, but I am trying to see what else can we do. Maybe we need to discuss it as a group. What else can we do to sort of motivate other Meadowbrookians to come aboard and to get fired up for Meadowbrook? Because talking to you, Nadine, I did not know, and to you, Lance, I did not know that Sports Day wasn't a biggie out there like it used to be when we were students, because of the fact that the field wasn't workable or it needed to be maintained. Yes. It wasn't being maintained, whether they didn't have the money to do it or whatever. I am sure a fundraiser or something could have been, started so that we could get funds going, so that these children can appreciate their sports day like we did. We look forward to sports day. We didn't look forward to anything else. We didn't even look forward to prize giving like we look forward to, because the competition is what kept us moving, competing with one another. And if a child in school doesn't have that, I mean, you don't have that long, 4 years of 6 years or whatever, giving of yourself in high school. You look forward to competition and getting your name. Even we used to have recitals where we used to have these competitions. I don't think they have them anymore.
You mean Mrs. Fidget usually teaching the speech?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have that anymore? The speech recital where we used to have competitions with different schools that Meadowbrook used to participate in.
Let me just say this word here. In any organization, communication is key. We did not know this took place until Helen brought it to our attention. We have to some way sit down with the new technology, as you just mentioned, that we should use this technology to our advantage right now, in which we have to get the word out to whoever, however, whatever means we use to get as many people who are interested in Meadowbrook, and I'm sure there are tons of people out there like myself who don't know what's going on and would like to reconnect. But you guys on the technology side can brainstorm on this and see how it would work. We have to get, one thing is newsletters or some type of communication as to events happening and projects that you might need funding or whatever, and get the word out. Just get it out there. and see where it lands. Because, like I said, communication is key to in any organization. If you don't know what's happening, you can't respond. So relying on you guys as a brain trust of what's going on to get the word out some way, somehow, and naturally you're going to keep us in the loop as to what you're doing.
Well, and I want Nadine and Oswald and Wayne comment on this, because I think this conversation started a whole heap of things. I didn't know it would start and reach to where it is, because everything starts with a conversation. And it's not like the people don't want to give back, but it's like, it's a motivation. And I think these conversations have motivated a whole heap of people that I wasn't aware of at all, to come and we just want to take it to the next level. But it's how, and I don't get the answer yet. As I say, in my mind, I think, you're right, Errol, it's like, it was searching for the answer, but I think Meadowbrook uniquely placed where we have all of the generations of Meadowbrookites.
Yes.
We can meet together.
Participating.
Yes.
All over.
Yes.
All over the world.
Yes.
Not only here in the United
all over the world,
States.
right? This is not like saying some of us gone already. I mean, some of us gone because some of us not blessed with long life. But a lot of us are still here who started Meadowbrook when it just began.
Exactly.
Get the fire
burning.
However,
I mean, that's why I throw the question every week, Is one of my alum, and I have to big him up every time. Seade Franklin, I hope pronouncing his name right. Him say I must ask a question, because I'm certain for the answer. Because the question is, what can we do for us make us start soar? The fire burn long time, Nadine and Wayne.
And Nadine has been working her butt off.
Nadine and Wayne, I keep.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I can
see.
I really appreciate what you guys. I mean, this is really a motivating point. This is the flames are still burning. The fire has not gone out. Thank God for that.
No, right.
So you're planning it, and it don't blaze up, man. Trust me. Every little everything of it adds to something. We can go places.
Exactly. But
so if I may suggest, Prince, if I may make a suggestion, if you don't mind. So, and I might seem consistent with this, because I think I said it before, and we might just have to make it a little bit more of an action versus just a talk. So I kind of suggested that if we created something that people want to be a part of, something that you can see yourself in, you will want to be a part of that thing. If I can see myself in it, there's a chance that I might want to be a part of it. So it could be as simple as having people just being involved in designing the future of the school. That conversation, somebody being in, it's kind of like the problem solving. If you're a part of the solution, then chances are you're going to be involved in the solution. So here's what I will suggest. I would suggest that we probably try, and this is ambitious, but we're talking the age of technology. It's easy to do. We're sitting here having this conversation. Why don't we schedule a conversation with more folks, hopefully from as many year groups as we can, with that as the question that we're going to try to answer, and make it something that is more pointed, not just for the discussion, but to actually get that answer and then work on whatever we have, from the discussion as action item, and actually do it. Because we have it. It's just a matter of confirming who will be willing and ready to participate. I'll set up the call. We have the conversation. And I think that's how we answer that question.
That sounds like a good idea. And zeroing upon the question where I say, ask the pointed question.
Correct.
What do Meadowbrook look like in a 2058?
Yep.
That was a simple question. What would I like Meadowbrook look like in a 2058 when we celebrate the 100-year anniversary? We want to make it a big thing and know said this is where we want it to look like, and you come up with the whole heap of architect and designer them in a Meadowbrook community, them design and said this is what we want it to look like. So I like the idea to win. I like that idea. I love that
Yep.
idea.
It is.
Well, if we can get the folks together, I'm willing to set it up and spend the time to, have the conversation. And certainly
Yeah.
there's some people from this side that we can bring into that discussion
No,
as
man,
well. And I'm
definitely.
pretty sure we can get the answer to the question from that.
Definitely. Ozzy and Nadine,
Yeah.
having a comment on what Wayne just said?
Looking forward to that way, because I'm telling you, it was just today I sat down at the table and trying to figure, how do I put a newsletter together to put it out? That was what I sat at the table today. And as Pauline rightly said, she has been seeing the emails that have been coming out. And I have been pushing, and I'm not alone. Pushing with those emails, because the list of alum that's on there is 100 and something. That's on that email trend that I put out every time, right? So I sat down and I said, let me see how I can put a newsletter together. And to be honest with you, I said a prayer, and then I said, okay, I have to wait on the answer. Now here you go. I got the answer. So Wayne, I am looking forward to that. And I am better, as I said, building bridges. So let's get it out and get it out now. That's it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, because you know what, Nadine, I have seen the email, but the emails, you have so many junk that comes on that by the time you get to yours to read the whole thing, you say, oh God, all this email, you have a tendency to want to just delete everything, because it's so many that people just grab your email and they put every foolishness on there. And the important thing, by the time you get to it, you say, the average person doesn't really read the email like they should. Because I'm telling you, my husband does not read his email. And I sometimes don't do it on a daily basis. And I do see your stuff, Nadine, all the time. And to be honest with you, I don't bring it to my husband. I say, oh, so you get tired, you don't want. So the newsletter, I think, was really
a unique block of information where we can just access that and communicate
that
on that level.
Ozzy, you're about to say something?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say a couple of things, The information on our different events for the last 20-something years has always gone out. It's always going out, but people don't respond,
True.
They don't respond. We've done it over the years, CR, Nadine, Kerry, the whole New York chapter crew. We've tried our best via different medias, whether it be emails, Facebook, Instagram. We've tried. It's just that people don't want to get involved. Some people don't want to get involved. But we have been trying.
Okay.
Well, the opportunity there, though, Ozzy, is like I said, if people have choices, right? I could say tomorrow I'm going to have a party that I'm going to serve beer and wine, and people who don't want beer and wine might just not respond to that because they don't want to come, right? But if the person that I'm talking to was interested to come to a party and they wanted scotch and rye, and I had them involved in the discussion about the party, and they know that there's going to be scotch and rye, chances are they will come. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
When we create something that people are involved in the creation of that thing and understand how they fit into it, the interest might be a little bit different. And we're counting on that to be true. We're not necessarily stating it to be absolutely true. We're counting on that to be true. And so I'm thinking that we try a different approach. So the approach now is to get them involved in the conversation, try to get to something that they're all interested in, or say at least that they are interested in, move along that path and see where it goes, right?
True.
I think you're onto something, Wayne and Nadine, Ozzy. And as I said, when I started this conversation, I don't want to say I didn't care for anybody listening, but I was just focused on I say, you know what? We love this. We love talk about Meadowbrook with my friend them. I'm going to put it out there publicly and interactively. You see, that was my motivation. See what I'm saying to you? And it was something different. It was something different, Wayne. You see what I'm saying to you? It wasn't... I didn't go... I didn't take a poll.
Because, you remind me of the guy. It's a weird analogy, but WD-40, right?
Yeah.
I didn't intend to create that, but it's...
Right.
But you did something that is much bigger now, right? And it's moving
man.
in a direction that is just amazing, right?
Oh, yeah.
I want to motivate and not to use the word, want to inspired. You don't even care, you just go and do it, You just go and do it, and then
it's a vision that propels you. It don't come in like work. It's just a vision,
right?
And you just keep moving.
Exactly, another vision. We need the bigger vision, And as I say, I talked to the principal about the bigger vision, and him on board with it, and it's like, forget. And I'm going to follow up with him. I've been talking to some other people, and it's like, we're all on board, We're all on board, and just put it together. And as my friend from another podcast we have the same challenge with a community I used to live in, a permacar. We try to put together things to give back to them. And it must say, for the talent we Meadowbrook have, why we can't put 3 more words, why we can't make a good plate of food? Just 3 more, And the brother said to him, because we don't have a chef. We don't have a good chef. So the pot a bubble for the longest while, Nadine. I'm telling you, thank God for you to keep the pot a boiling and bubbling. So every now and then.
Yeah.
You see, I'm there because if you never do them hard work there and keep the pot a bubble, when me come round with a vision for the certain thing, I wouldn't have no audience. I would not have no audience. That's why I'm not.
You know what?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, go ahead, Ozzy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ozzy?
Yeah, Prince. We had a vision some years ago. The group, New York chapter, had a group to get a school bus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed, that we couldn't do it. But collectively with the Canadian chapter, the Jamaica chapter, we put our hearts and mind into it, and we got it done. So whatever vision we have, we can be done. That's like my vision. Was actually to make Meadowbrook a more environmentally friendly school, rebuild it.
Yeah.
Make it, environmentally friendly, state of the art. That's my vision.
Yeah. But as Wayne said, I like your idea, Wayne. Go here with the people, go here with other Meadowbrook people. What the vision them have feet.
Exactly.
Just have the conversation. That's a good start to have in terms of say just find out, just make people talk and say what vision you have when Meadowbrook turn a 100.
Yeah.
So I'm saying to you, what's the vision that you have? And then we'll take it from here. But let me ask you a couple more Meadowbrook questions, Pauline and Errol. And you take this one first, Pauline. What's the most embarrassing moment you can remember at Meadowbrook? You can look back on with a smile.
Embarrassing moment.
I have one.
I don't remember. You probably remember. Go ahead.
All right, Robbie, you go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's embarrassing? Going to school in Meadowbrook, at 2 o'clock every day it used to rain. That means you're soaked coming home from school. And when you reach Crossroad, your uniform is soaked. And all the other kids who congregate out Crossroads, I don't know at the time that they still do it, but kids used to congregate out there with a crisp uniform, man. Casey guys used to come up, George's guys used to come up, Wilmer's guys used to come up in their crisp uniform, hang out by the post office or the bus station, and you look like a wet rat. Because you got soaked. That's an embarrassing moment. And I get look on that with a smile. And they used to look at you and say, what happened? So, man, it was raining up in here. And it's always raining 2 o'clock when school is dismissed. It's always raining 2 o'clock.
Oh, my God.
We were right at the foot of the mountain. We always get soaked before leaving school.
You know what was embarrassing for me? I had a girlfriend who lived close to me, Arlene Nathan. And she got a ride. She got a ride one day on a dump truck from one of her neighbors, and she picked me up along the way. When we got to school, we said to her, don't go to the schoolyard, don't go to the schoolyard. And she brought me deliberately went to the school and parked on route. He remembered very well, and when he dropped us off,
coming on the big
dump truck, everybody started laughing. We were so embarrassed. We hid our faces.
I remember that one.
He was under the mango tree waiting, and everybody,
No, it was assembly. We were on our way to assembly when this big dump truck put up on school ground, and these girls come out.
Oh my goodness! Everybody thought that was
funny.
All I can say, Pauline, when I hear that story, you're lucky they would never have TikTok at the time because it would be all over.
Yeah, TikTok.
That would have made its way around.
That story would be all over social media. Pauline, I jump out of the truck back and I said, well, look here.
Oh my God! We are all in jumping out of this big dump truck. Oh God!
Yeah, that was funny. I remember that one.
We begged him, don't go in the schoolyard. Don't go in the schoolyard. Stop it.
No, you bring them right in and dump them right. Dump them right.
Embarrassing.
Dump them right on our way to assembly. That was a good one.
Yeah. But let me. Yeah, go ahead, Pauline.
You want to tell it? There was a girl who used to ride her father's horse. She used to ride Cecile Francis. She used to ride a horse to school.
Really?
Yes. Park the horse on the side. Yes.
Oh, yes. She was a tomboy.
So where was she riding from?
From Whitehall Avenue was where she lived, I think.
No, she lived not too far. Was it near Pembroke? I don't remember.
It wasn't too far, though.
Wasn't too far.
She used to
ride her horse to school.
What's her name?
That's interesting.
What was her name?
Cecile Francis.
Cecile Francis.
Oh, yeah.
Would that be Lloyd Francis' sister? Pauline?
Huh?
Was that Lloyd Francis' sister?
No, I don't think Cecile. We had so many Francises at school. Yeah, we had Helen Francis, Cecile Francis, and Sonia Francis.
There were so many
Sonia Francis had a brother.
Weren't related,
but they weren't related.
But you know what, Pauline, just to remind about the story and the horse racing. There was a horse stable after Mullines Road, you know. I don't know if you guys know Pilot Francis, in front of you and then. A horse stable was over there, son. Yes. But I used to live in Pembroke, and the land behind Pembroke was known as Francis Land. And what I hear that he used to have horses over there, so I don't know if it was riding from there. But
no, she wasn't riding that far from. It wasn't that far. It was close to school.
Okay.
Are you
she wasn't close to school. Yeah, she wasn't riding that far. She wasn't riding that far coming to school
but
on her horse.
She took pride in riding her horse.
Oh, nobody bothered her. It was fun for her. And we just, part of the school experience because, so people riding bicycles. Some were privileged enough to have a car or so. But,
So where did she park the horse?
Just a question, actually. We can see.
She just tied up by the, I don't know if the tennis court and the basketball court is still there.
It is still there. It's still there.
That's interesting.
Caretaker's house.
Yeah,
yes, I know the caretaker house nearby the church. Yes.
That's right.
Exactly.
So she was really proud of riding her horse, eh?
Yes. She used to ride it with
I wonder how she would feel riding a donkey.
He was very good too. He loved that stuff.
Can you imagine Princess, somebody riding a donkey to school,
No, you would not. You see with foundation, as good as foundation members with so many different backgrounds and stuff, people just adapt and just, it's just part of the experience, and you enjoy it.
Eclectic.
Yeah, these are the things they can talk about, and when you get together, we just have fun with these conversations.
Laugh about it.
No, man. That's one of them I've got clip on save. People that ride horse to school at Meadowbrook. That's one I didn't want to.
Oh, yeah.
That's a new one for sure.
Ride a horse to school.
That one I forgot to make a note at the time. I need to clip that one and put out that one and I clip them when this podcast come out.
When you talk about Francis thing, I think their father owned that.
But she wasn't riding that far.
I think her father owned that stable. They were from money. Those people were.
Yeah, they have money. But if you can ride a horse to school, you must have some kind of means.
Yeah. A horse was not cheap. Yeah.
You must have some means.
Yeah, but
to get.
Let me ask you a question, Errol and Pauline, because I know they never believe someone could have come here and we there talk for almost 2 hours, and I just one question I asked you, I hope you recognize that. One question. This is the truth, Meadowbrook, right? And just a conversation. But and you tell this one first, Pauline. How does it make you feel bringing up back all these Meadowbrook memories after all these years?
Oh man, it feels great. It feels, sometimes him and I would sit down and talk about stuff that happened in school.
Yes.
That was fun. And especially some of the headmasters that that we had in school. Mr. Whitmarsh Knight was so strict. Oh my goodness gracious. You better not be late for assembly. You better be on time. No lateness was allowed. It wasn't. Oh my goodness! No excuses. And strictly uniform.
And speaking of patwa on school grounds, gosh, Miss Peter King was oh gosh, you couldn't say one word of patwa. Yeah. I mean, I had experienced it her once. And it's just the look. She didn't say a word. She just looked at me and just repeat what I said.
So that's funny. You're talking about that, and I'm actually looking at a photograph of I think it's captioned Meadowbrook High School 1961 prize giving. Will you remember that? You had people like I see Florizel Glassball was in attendance.
Yes.
Mr. Rodney, Mrs. Rodney, Mr. Morris.
Yeah, those are the house.
Reverend Saunders.
Right. Reverend Ward.
It's interesting, eh? And even just looking at the way they dress in this photograph.
Yes. And you saw the girls
in white with the sashes.
Yeah. Now this one doesn't have the students. It has the first cricket team and some other people in there.
Yeah, I should be on that. I should be in that picture.
Yes, he was.
And the first cricket team? Were you played in the first cricket team?
Yes, I should be in that picture.
I'll tell you something. I know this can't be seen on the podcast, Jelly, but if you will allow me, I can probably share my screen. I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of it. All right? Okay, 1 second. Let me see if I can do this.
Do we have names associated with that picture?
I don't.
Okay.
Let's see if this is gonna
share the picture with me and I will send it to them, but you're sharing it on the screen.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Oh my
Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
What memories? 1961, sorry, there's Glassball right there. You bring back some memories there. We were so proud. Minister of Education there with us.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There you are. So are you in one of the picture I'm looking at here? The first cricket team that you can see?
No, I'm on my phone.
I'm on the phone. Wait, so I can't see it. I'm looking at it at the computer.
No, I'm talking on my phone.
Yeah, right.
You can send it.
You should still see it.
I will send it to you.
Send it to my phone, Lance. You can send it to myself.
Okay, no problem. I'll see if I can forward it.
Send it to myself, and I could pick it up. Let me go get it.
I think I can remember that team.
Oh my goodness. Juby was on it too.
He was a captain.
Yeah, text me your cell number, Pauline. I don't think I have it.
She went to get her cell.
Yeah.
But
while but Errol, while she is coming back, hold on. I'm going to text it to you because we just send me the picture. How does it make you feel, Errol, bringing back all these Meadowbrook memories after all these years?
Like I told you earlier in this conversation, just knowing Pauline and we went to the same school together, and we have some great deep connection with the school. It was fun, and talking about it on a wider basis with you guys now, and telling me all the accomplishments that the school was able to achieve. It's just wonderful. Mm-hmm. We really have something to talk about, I think we rank up there with some of the elite schools, in our accomplishments.
I think
what you just told me.
I think
we turned out some good stuff, man.
I say here I look at it now, Errol and Pauline. I think we can outrank them because guess what? We're in a position where this might be the first school where we are taught about the history and I write our own history.
Exactly.
You see, I'm saying to you, Wayne and Nadine, these conversations
Absolutely.
are almost like we're right with history while live it, and I write it at the same time.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. This is a unique
You know,
opportunity.
I have a question for Pauline and Errol. When you were at Meadowbrook, did the teachers wear gowns?
To the graduation.
Just as formal ceremonies.
Okay.
They wear their degree gowns and their
Okay.
They're different. Yeah,
the different degrees. I mean,
Miss McLennan.
all of them were degreed people. They all had degrees except for I don't think Miss Peterkin had a degree because she didn't wear a gown. But everybody else wore a gown and the hats that goes with it, with a tassel, the whole bit.
Pauline, I was
No,
saying,
but it wasn't part of their wasn't part of their day-to-day uniform. It wasn't part of their day-to-day uniform to wear gowns in school. Just on formal occasions, prize giving or any formal occasion of that nature, they wear their degree gowns.
Yeah, Pauline, I was saying, text me your
But
phone.
Errol, you didn't mention that you played football as well.
Go ahead.
What's that?
Errol, you was asking if go ahead with your question.
Sorry, I don't think you mentioned that you played football as well.
Yeah, we played all the sports.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I just looked at a picture of you in your football uniform there.
Track and field. You know, any
Okay.
like the school was so small, so you just participated in anything that the season brought about. You know, so
Wonderful.
in everything.
I have a question. When the tennis court was built, we were young enough to participate in any great
We didn't use a tennis
competition.
court. No.
But did anybody from Meadowbrook win a medal or any
A tennis competition?
Yes.
Not that I'm
Because
aware of.
we never used the tennis court. We didn't utilize
The
it.
basketball court.
And the basketball.
I think those were given to us by the U.S. government of some outreach, some grant business, because we had people. I remember there was some years ago when people were coming from the United States to volunteer their services to the schools. I forgot what that was called. And I think the government of the United States, through a grant, we were able to build that tennis court and basketball court. We never used that. I don't think anybody in the school ever played basketball. But we had a court.
Actually, Errol and Pauline, we did win a basketball championship in 1918. It was Division 2. I don't know.
Are you?
Yeah.
Never even had a basketball.
You remember that win? That we won.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, man. But
there you go. You guys are filling in some blanks that we.
Yeah. But it was like a Division 2 basketball. Cooperative basketball champion.
Berger Paints.
Yeah.
Paints
But it wasn't the
BT,
Division 1, so that is why it never get the write-up and the credibility. But it was a witness. It was a victory nevertheless, I'm trying to get some of the basketball team to come talk to them.
Well, at least the court was utilized because in my days it was never touched.
So you say we didn't give up a ball, eh?
Yeah, no. We won a basketball tournament in 1980, I think it was, Wayne. 1980 or 1981. I remember that.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. Before we won the cricket trophy, we won that. But as I said, it was Division 2. It wasn't like the main title.
We were netball. We didn't do a lot about basketball, but the netball we were real good in that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very good.
The girls, very good.
Mm-hmm. So you answer the question now.
Good. I didn't know that.
How it make you feel bringing up back all these Meadowbrook memories?
Oh, you. Well, the conversation after we hang up from you guys, we going back down memory lane with all we just discussed because it brings back a lot of memories. With it's something that you want to discuss, but you didn't have other people to talk about, just Pauline and myself, or maybe Helen and a few other out of our age group. But you are bringing back stuff that we had no clue. That's why, Nadine, I think that newsletter is so important or this kind of information should be posted somewhere where we can go back and read about it and learn about it, because this is history. This is part of our history. So this is wonderful for you guys having this type of podcast and just sharing information of this nature.
Mm-hmm. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. But let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. And if you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer. But I want to know the secret. You know what secret I want to know? I want to know.
Are you going into my bedroom?
Oh, Lord.
Whoa! I don't need to answer the question. That is the answer. That's all right. Thank you. Nadine, I don't need to ask the question. I think I get the answer. Yes. But
there you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Oh, Lord.
But
Go ahead, ask the question.
I'm going to ask the question because you guys know each other from their primary school, as I said in the introduction. And trust me, even just listening to you guys talk to each other tonight with such respect and admiration for each other, it is, I'm saying, and I'm asking this genuinely, you know, is it luck or is it what it is? Why you guys' relationships are magical? I'm going to use a word there. In my mind, when I hear the talk, I say, wow. But you go ahead, Pauline.
Divine intervention, as I started before. You know, as you all know, when you get married at 20, you don't even know what to expect from each other. Well, you don't know A from Bullfoot. But as time goes by, you take all the fussing and the fighting and everything and throw it into one. And you learn to appreciate one another. And you know what, too? You put God in the mix.
Amen.
You put God first. And you learn to pray about stuff. You say, boy, so-and-so not happening, so-and-so. You put it to God. And as you grow older, you see how God just answer the question for you and bring you closer together and just knit it up. And this is all God's doing. This is all God's doing, to be honest with you guys, because we have learned to take the bitter with the sweet, as you know, marriage goes. It's not always smooth. It's not always lovely, kissy, kissy, lovey, lovey. There are going to be obstacles. There are going to be challenges. But as I said, we have learned to put God first. And let me tell you, it has been a pleasure, a joy for us both. My husband sits here and he said, look at God. Sometimes he sits on by himself. I said, what's going on? He said, look at God. Look at what God has done. Look at us. I'm enjoying my children. I enjoy my grandchildren. I enjoy my home. I enjoy my wife. Look at things. Look at it. So, as I say, it's God.
Where's Pauline? Sometimes he might pinch himself.
Yes, sir. Sometimes I see him. I catch him.
And Dele, sometimes in pinch Pauline too.
Yeah.
As much as him a pinch himself, in pinch Pauline too.
You know, from a woman's perspective, sometimes you think so with him on him jaw, and he must think, and he's not a man of many words, you know. You have to pluck things out here. But let me tell you something. When him sit down and started talking to Pauline, you ever think, look at so and so and so. Eh? Look at where we're coming from to where we are now. He said, God is good, you know. God is instrumental, you know.
And it all starts from a Christian background.
From Meadowbrook days.
Even before then, because when I used to go to Jamaica, Nadine, maybe you can attest to this. We had assembly 4 times a day. Before school started, before lunch, after lunch, and dismissal. So we were singing hymns and praises to God for guidance from Michael days. And when Meadowbrook came along, it just continued. And it just in your DNA after a while. And it was straight far from it. And my family was, you know, of a Christian background. So it just stayed with me. And like he said, either you want to be happy or you're gonna be right. You want to be right or you want to be happy. You got married. Happy life. So you just have to compromise. It's a compromise. You're not gonna be right. You're not gonna say things every time. But you stick it out. You're not gonna pack up and run away from it. You just see the choice. And there's not much, to be honest, there's not much out there. You run out of one, you jump up the frying pan. You see, you laugh, but it's true.
And Errol, the grass always. Errol, the grass always seems green on the other side until you get there, right?
There you go. But you see, you as an individual, say she's not right for me. But your attitude is your attitude right towards that individual? I mean, you're not good for me, man. And you have the same personality. Why is he not good for you and somebody is better than that person? And your way is the same way. You haven't changed. So it prolongs the relationship. And it's easy. I always tell people this story. She came out of a big family with sisters of different age groups. So she was the youngest and she was my age. So after we knew each other for quite some time, I said to myself, what's about to go date somebody else? She's right there. I said, well, I'll just marry her and get it over with. It would start the whole relationship again. That kind of relationship with knowing somebody for so long. It's wonderful.
My sisters are like his sisters.
It's a family. And you marry within the family. It was quite easy because when she left in '66, I couldn't wait to get here because she was gone. Mm-hmm. There was nobody in any other relationship but with her. Mm-hmm. So she left in October of '66, and I joined her in January of '67. So the separation wasn't that long.
You couldn't keep your hands off her at all, eh?
No.
I just can't say, I love your first answer, Errol, and I'm going to keep it behind the paid wall. Don't worry.
Oh, God. Oh, this is a great conversation, my friend.
Absolutely.
Lance, we came here in '67 and we got married in '68.
Okay.
No delay.
So wait, let's see this now. They got married the year I was born. So now you tell me, isn't there hope for us? There is hope, right?
Yeah, you know what? I've been walking the walk, I've been walking the walk, so let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
My father was so impressed with him because he wrote him a letter asking him for my hand in marriage. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and my father kept that letter till he died. Mm-hmm. He was so impressed with him writing a letter asking for my hand in marriage. Mm-hmm. So because he was here we were here, my father and mother was in Jamaica. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So when he wrote the letter, my father was so impressed.
But that was the way it was done back in those days when you have to write the letter.
There you go. You do things. That's the way I knew it, lad. That's the way I knew it was brought up. That's the way I saw it done. Mm-hmm. So you just follow, in that pattern.
People were proper back then.
Proper. Exactly.
I was speaking to a friend.
Proper in truth, William. Proper in truth.
Yeah.
Speaking to a friend. I was speaking to a friend earlier today, and him saying he has his father's letter that he wrote to his grandfather for his mother's hand. His father, he kept that letter. So I know what you're talking about, right? Yeah. I'm a little older than him, probably about 5-6 years older than you. So yeah, we're talking about that today, and I must say, yeah.
And nowadays, Prince, nowadays the kids look at you and say, I don't care what your daddy says.
No, right. but why I describe it that way early is that when you start a rich tradition in a Meadowbrook where a whole heap of Meadowbrook people I know get together. A whole heap. I mean, I can speak from my sister got married to Stedman Mason. They didn't marry. They know divorce.
Wow.
And my brother married to a Meadowbrook girl. I wasn't so lucky. I put it that way there. I didn't at the time. I was married, but a lot of people I know. Let me not say I wasn't so lucky. I just say things. What you call it? Divine intervention never worked that way there for me. I put it that way.
Yes.
Divine intervention. Divine intervention. I'm gonna put it that way.
You can add me to that list, Prince.
Right. But a whole heap of Meadowbrook people.
Me too.
and Ozzy. So myself, Ozzy, who else? CRD.
Yeah, right. Meadowbrook people just we can't keep our hands off of each other.
You're right.
Repeat that, Pauline.
Oh yes.
I was asking the question. You were married to a Meadowbrook Hill?
Who, me?
No,
Wayne, yeah.
And his brother.
I am.
Wayne.
I am.
Yeah,
I still am.
Oh, isn't that nice to hear?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because I
still
know
am.
another Meadowbrook couple, Cheryl McCullough and Peter Boxer. But I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if they're still married. So it's good to know. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No man, that's
okay.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Go ahead, Errol.
No, like Meadowbrook is a small community, and when you meet a girl, I mean, dating was we used to go to a lot of movies at Carib Theatre and Regal back then.
Mm-hmm.
So on a Friday evening, you always plan what you're gonna do that Saturday at 4:00.
Mm-hmm.
Because at 4:00 matinee, we all going. So you meet a girl, we go, have a bar of chocolate, something, no beer, no cigarette, no nothing. And you enjoy a movie, and afterwards you might, if a local party's there and they know if each other is going, we went together.
Yeah.
They sort of build a relationship from, the ground up.
Yeah.
So it was not too difficult to marry a Meadowbrookian girl or Meadowbrookian boys and girls getting together and getting married after the years.
No man,
it wasn't difficult at all. In my days anyway.
And they were good boys. My father used to say to my husband, make sure you bring her back by 9:00.
Yeah,
and you would see him, come on, it's 8:30, come your father said 9:00. I said, no, I'm not doing this. Your father said 9:00 to go in there. That kind of stuff.
Correct. I don't know if those things exist anymore, Lance. I must be old-fashioned or something, right?
Oh, Lord.
You mean say for Kara over by 9:00? Yeah.
Yeah.
Your daddy says 9, you get her.
Yeah.
And I used to go to you.
You work up another day.
Yeah.
No, your father said that, so I could not get no cash. Going home. Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, things have changed.
I'm sure it has.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But let me ask you another question, though, in terms of, and this I go back way back. What the best, and you take this one first, Pauline, what the best learning experience you get from attending Meadowbrook?
Number one, camaraderie. The friends that you meet from first grade,
mm-hmm.
You kept them as friends, and I mean loyal friends. To when you got married and have children and have birthday parties and picnics and everybody would just join together. The camaraderie was there. Friends were friends. I remember one particular friend, Castor, and I used to walk home together. And she would come to my house, and on a Friday evening, so my mother was gone to work or whatever she did, and the house would be on the club for her. She would come, and the two of us elbow and knees together and get that place in order. And she and I would go to her house, and we would do the same thing. So I mean, we were together, knitted together, friends for life.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was one thing. And of course, the background where you know what it is to go to church. You know what it is to pray. You know what it is to say children. You're going to Sunday school because we used to go to church 3 times a day on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So from Meadowbrook days, you know another thing, to be on time. You know you can't be late. So even when you got into the work world, you know what it was to get there on time. Mm-hmm. If you never got it from home, you got it from those days. Those are the little things, you know, and to respect each other. Mm-hmm. You know, there was not too much fight going on in school and rowdyism. We never had that. Mm-hmm. We never had that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Meadowbrook was a school where you learn discipline, where you know how to treat each other. The boys treated the girls with respect. You know, you never had any behavior where if you went to parties, you know how to behave. You never have you gone in a corner to carry on. No stuff. We never had that.
What you say, Miss McLennan? Never have to have a ruler for party, no?
No.
No. And we enjoyed ourselves.
You want to hear something funny about that?
Yeah.
We had a school dance once. Everybody was in uniform, but somehow this dance came about. And one of the boys, Norman with it, my good friend, went to all the girls. They were so shy that none of the girls would dance with him. And Miss McLennan said, "Come, Norman, I see any more dancing." A student and a teacher. He said, "Come, Norman." And he was dancing with him. You know, girls are so shy. The guys wouldn't even ask the girls to dance. He was the only one who stepped out. That's how shy we were.
That's a nice story. That's a nice.
I know it's a different subject now. They're what? You know?
No, nothing off limit here, Errol. Trust me on that. Nothing from a better book. I want to hear the story. I'm not worried. No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a different atmosphere. Very different.
Yeah.
Everybody was respectful to everybody. Especially in the public arena. I mean, like I said, when you get on a public transportation, you stood. As long as a woman come on the bus, whether you're a schoolmate or a woman, you got up. Yeah. Give her. You were trained that way. You know? Yeah. You were trained that way. And even when I came to this country, I started taking the subway. It was a fight to get the woman you think if you wanted to give it to her. The men were climbing all over you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even back in those days, it was like a different place.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what the best learning experience for you, Errol? You learned from Meadowbrook.
What's that?
The best learning experience. Yeah.
My learning experience?
Yeah, your best learning experience we take from Meadowbrook.
Like I said, the discipline in studying, the discipline in your behavior, the discipline in your deportment. It was all there, and it just stayed with you. Having that foundation to carry through during your formative years, because you're coming out from elementary school, you get in your teenage years, and you're heading towards your senior year. If those things can stay with you, you have a good foundation for life, in my opinion.
I hear you. That is true.
Yes.
That is true.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question from out of left field, though. What's the song on the dance to still?
Oh goodness.
The song we danced to when we got married was
She Wears My Ring? I don't know if you guys know that song.
Yeah, man, I know the song. I don't know.
I made a vow to you.
That was not the song.
Yes, I made a vow. We danced to I made a vow to you. Oh my darling,
I remember. But you know what? She Wears My Ring, right?
Yeah, man, I know that.
Oh yeah, I know that song. To show the world that she belongs to me.
She belongs to me.
Eternally.
Exactly.
Eternally, yes.
Yeah.
There's another song we used to dance to when we have parties. Oh, and the children used to stand by and watch us dance. Folks, when we had parties, my girlfriend used to come to me and say, "Let me enjoy a little bit in the parliament." let me enjoy a little bit that we can dance with it. Please let him to me.
Barrett.
He was the man.
Slow dance. He was a slow dancer. Oh man, he could dance too.
I was bad on my three-step, my friend.
It's three-step.
Hey.
Oh,
Yeah. Here you.
I was a three-step magician.
They used to say, "Let him to the party." Just this one time.
No man, that's nice to hear, Pauline. Now you felt safe. That never mattered to them. You ask all them man.
That never mattered to me because I knew who I was. You know what I mean?
There you go. Confidence.
None of that close business for me to happening in that.
Yeah. That three-step business, he was master.
Author, food writer, and culinary consultant.
So how long ago now you start calling?
All the way from Canada, Chef Noel.
Oh, somebody have a background music.
Oh, Nadine, you want to go on mute?
Yeah. So, Pauline, I have a question for you. How long ago you have that nickname for Errol, Raleigh?
Oh man, from we got married or before we got married? Before we got married, Raleigh.
When we familiar with each other, to move on the block, so we just shorten names.
Raleigh.
And she was cutie until
I was cutie for a while. Until I started to call me by my right name, Pauline, but I was cutie.
All right.
Your nicknames, you know.
I didn't even remember that cutie business.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
You gotta bring it back now, Errol.
Oh yeah.
You gotta bring it back.
You guys bring back a flood of memories, man.
You bring it. The memories
There
coming.
was a three-step song we used to dance to. I'm trying to remember. I still remember. Oh boy, it was beautiful. Yeah. My children would sit and say, "Mommy and Daddy, dance this one again. Now dance this one."
Oh, had fun. And our parties used to go through the night, and we make breakfast the following day and make everybody go home. That's how much fun we had. Nobody wanted to leave.
Yeah. So we were in the parties held at the time at home.
We were living in the Bronx, down by Bruno Avenue.
Okay.
Had a nice basement, so we had all the old Meadowbrookers who were nearby. A lot of them moved to the Bronx area. So we just sit there after party. We turn off the music, make breakfast, and talk until the sun came up, and everybody went home early Sunday morning. So it was lovely.
That's what you call all-night party, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was the DJ, man. He was the DJ to play music.
Play some more music. And, it was fun. It was great fun. It was great fun to be among people who you know so well.
For so long.
And for so long.
Well, let me ask you a question. As you mentioned that, what made you guys want to leave Jamaica at such a young age?
Opportunity. I wanted to get into computers. But I love math, and computers were coming of age at that time. And there was some advertising to come up and learn computers and business administration. And I grabbed that opportunity, make an application to the embassy, and they granted me a visa to come up. Pauline.
I came up on a student visa. I started at New York Institute of Dietetics. And from there, I was in the industry for 60-something years.
Wow.
As food service director for several nursing homes and hospitals.
Yeah.
So.
It was an opportunity there. It just after you left Jamaica, the work of the world. I worked in Jamaica Telephone Company on Apathy Road for about a year, but it was ground level stuff. So I wanted to advance, get a career, in other words.
You know what? Too after high school, you start to stagnate. You really didn't get a job, and you didn't go back to school, and you wanted to really branch out into your career, and the opportunity presented itself here. So you said, my mother said, "All right, let's go." So I migrated.
If you didn't have an opportunity to go to UA, continue your education going to UA or any other, I think that's the only institute of higher
education. You were a CAS at the time,
CAS,
UTech,
you're gonna do an entry level job and work your tail from there for 30 or 40 years, depending on what you chose.
Yeah, and unfortunately, so that has not changed at all. That is in fact true.
That's
why I asked a question.
It was a brain drain. You get out and get a career.
And still is. It is an unfortunate fact, but the reality of Jamaica.
Yes.
It is an unfortunate fact. So, But let me ask her. Well, I'm going to go around the table before I ask the last question, because I have a last question for now. But let me go around the table and ask this question for everybody. And I'm going to start with you first, Nadine. Is there any question or any topic that you want to ask Pauline and Errol that I didn't bring up at
all? We have run the gamut of all that was the answer. And they have brought a lot to the fore. They have given me especially a lot to think about. They have also added fuel to, what to take back to the team here and to see how we can incorporate some of their suggestions. And I can't really think of anything right now. The conversation has been easygoing and it has flowed. And as I said, we have our homework to do. And I know Wayne and Mara Joe and myself, the other members, we're going to take the baton and run with it, what we have learned today. So we thank you.
It's our pleasure.
We thank you also because it has brought back some good memories from Meadowbrook. Some real good memories.
Yeah. So much name to remember. I drawing a blank. Wayne, sorry. I don't know if the board
no problem.
Sorry.
Brain freeze. It's a brain freeze.
No problem at all. No problem. It happens. It happens.
Is there any question or anything that you think I could have asked Errol or Pauline that I didn't ask?
Not really. I think, to Nadine's point, I think a lot came out in the conversation. If we're talking about Meadowbrook memories, I certainly have a very vivid picture of, what Meadowbrook was like. It's funny, the horse story kind of, it kind of brought to light.
Yes.
Just, yeah, you know what I mean? And it just, and I don't think anybody has ever talked about the houses not being built at the time. Not that we expected that they would be built, but now you're thinking about it, and now you're really seeing the school in that little place. That what I'm envisioning is something that looks like a Portland setting, for example, like very rural. And Errol talked about it raining a lot. I'm like, was it a rainforest? Okay, why is it raining there all the time? But you're at the foot of a hill, right? It's just
and that is true in a way, because I remember a couple of years ago. Was it a couple of years ago? Wow, time has flown. When we were planning Sizzle Fest, that topic kept coming up. Remember, every day at a certain time of Meadowbrook, rainfall. Remember, it's outdoor. So it is really is really true. Rain falls every day at a certain time.
Definitely. Yeah. But it kind of just brings back, and there's something that, and I mean, for Errol and Pauline, I think this would probably be something that you would be pleased to hear. There are a lot of us who feel blessed that we have a foundation, a really solid foundation that was set by impressive students like yourself and, the founding principals and the that vanguard that we would call them, that was that first Meadowbrook. The standards are very high, and we feel blessed to be able to connect with that past And
Yes.
we talk about how we could possibly bring back some of that, glory years of sports and whatever, but also some of the glory years of that high standard would be great to at least
Yes.
explore. And
Oh,
having
yes.
these conversations inspires those thoughts. So really, really happy to have been a part of it with you. I look forward to having more. And by the way, Meadowbrook Town Square is going to happen.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh,
I
yes.
like
that.
I like
Oh,
your
yes.
determination and the positive note you have there.
I like that name. I like that name to win. Meadowbrook Town Square.
Yeah.
That might be it.
Yes,
I
I
like
love it.
Yeah, it has to happen. There you go.
You know,
with all that's happening now in the world today, the unrest and all that's happening, that is so this unsettling for us. To have a conversation that brings us back to good memories is so refreshing.
Indeed.
Memories
Indeed.
that you don't even want to forget.
Mm-hmm.
To bring memories like when our formative years when we got there, to get to the school that was so remote, and we had such an eclectic bunch of kids that we all accepted each other. It was beautiful just to experience that and to look back. Them days you didn't even realize what you were in. You met everybody from every class of life at Meadowbrook.
Yeah.
And you got along so well. Nobody was there saying, Lord, you do this or Lord, this one. No, sir. We got along. We accepted each other. We respected each other. It was just beautiful. And you guys are just bringing back the good memories. And it's a joy. It really is a joy.
Yeah.
I thank you, guys. I thank you.
Yeah, man. You're welcome. Ozzy, is there any question you think I could have asked Pauline and Errol that I didn't?
Prince, I don't know, I think Wayne and Nadine are thinking just like I am, about rain. Pauline and Errol, they spoke about so many different things tonight. That there's, they pretty much covered everything or close to everything. But one thing I can say, Pauline said something about a couple of things that she learned from Meadowbrook. And I find, she said, camaraderie, discipline, time, punctuality are some of the things that she learned at Meadowbrook. And I've realized that for most of the guests that you've had on the program, Print, discipline is one of the things that we come away from Meadowbrook with, And but I think Pauline and Errol have covered a lot. I think there's more, but I can't think of anything else. But it's glad to be part of this conversation. It was good.
Yeah, man. And before you answer that question, Pauline, you first. I must share this joke with you while I ask a question. Early in this conversation, one of my guests, I call him the best night watchman of the business, Dante. I call him and bring him up, Donovan Thomas, right? After the conversation today, the next day he called me and said, boy, Jelly, you know, so I have some things I forget to tell you.
That's good. That's good.
You know what, Prince?
Yeah.
You know what, Prince? I just thought of something, and I'm thinking it's all right. I guess Wayne and Ozzy might agree with me. Whenever we are going around and reaching out to fellow alum, asking them to, get on board and for their support and all of that. We have gotten a few of these. I don't know if Wayne has gotten it as much, but I do know I've been hearing it a lot. There's people would say, what did Meadowbrook do for me?
No.
So my question to Pauline and Errol. My question to Pauline and Errol. If you were in our shoes, and I don't know if Wayne I don't know if you have gotten it, and I don't know if Ozzy has gotten it. If you were in our shoe and you approached any fellow alum in this regard, and they said that question to you, how would you react? What would you say to them?
I would repeat the question. What did Meadowbrook do for you?
Yeah, Meadowbrook didn't do nothing for me. What did Meadowbrook do for me? Yeah.
I would ask the question again. Are you kidding me? This discipline that we had. Maybe they didn't know to appreciate the fact that if you come late to devotion, you're going to hear about it. And don't instill that same discipline in your children. I mean, so Meadowbrook didn't teach you that? I mean, you didn't, you said to your son, wait a minute, you're not getting up for school this morning? There is no ifs, ands, and buts about it. I mean, you're going to school. It's not negotiable. You have to go to school, and you knew that from day one. I mean, so I don't understand the same discipline you had then. You as an adult, you said to your children, listen, when I was in school, I couldn't do so and so. You know, you bring that back to them. So I just don't understand that answer.
To me, Pauline, I'm just from my point of view, whenever that question comes, you know, somebody say that to me. If I have to, what should I say it? If I have to tell you what Meadowbrook has done for you, then I don't think I need to have this conversation.
Exactly.
That is the approach that I take. So I am thinking, no, Prince, I think this is a question that would be good for others. If somebody were to say to you, what did Meadowbrook do for you? How would you react to it, or what would you say? Because you will get different reactions. That's one. And then we can take it from there and say, what did Meadowbrook not do for you? You understand?
Exactly.
So it is really heartbreaking whenever we do get that, and you do get it, you know. All you have to say is that I'm sorry, I'm not able to. You tell me what Meadowbrook didn't do for nothing for me. What Meadowbrook do for me? You know. I just wanted to hear how others would react to that, and you know.
That's a good question, Nadine.
And for me, I just don't entertain the conversation.
But Errol, you have any thoughts on the matter? I have a question. I have a response.
Yeah.
You go ahead, Errol. Yeah.
The question that Nadine put, what did Meadowbrook do for you, should come from the person who asks, what did Meadowbrook do for me? They should be able to come up with some answer. Why did you go to Meadowbrook in the first place if you didn't come away with anything? You had to have some experience of coming at school with something. What did you come away with? Whether if Meadowbrook didn't do it for you, state what they didn't do for you. If they did something for you, state what they did for you. You know, you have to come away with something. That's why, what did Meadowbrook do for me? When you ask that question, should elicit some kind of response from them. They didn't do this for me, or they did this for me. You know, but I would say, I would do a follow-up question, Nadine, by saying, what do you think they didn't do for you, or what did they do for you? What did you come away with?
I used to respond by, you know, telling them what they did and telling them about what I garnered from Meadowbrook. I used to do that, but after a while, you get to realize that it's just a wall where they're putting up because they don't want to support, or they just don't, you know, whatever. So no, I don't have to, you know,
of course.
Yeah, so I don't entertain it, but it's just interesting to hear what others would think. How would you approach it?
And if I can add a perspective to that, Nadine, and this is from someone who asked me that very same question, and based on the conversation we had after the question, that person, and I can tell you, this was maybe 15 years ago, that person is still a member of our association, based on the conversation we had after. So what I realized is that the question was around, and I paint the scenario. This person is going to school. They had a very challenging situation at home, socioeconomic situations, of course. Went through school, wasn't able to do any subjects at the end of school because their parents couldn't afford it. And so they look back at that and say, well, Meadowbrook didn't do anything for me because I couldn't pay for my subject. But then I looked at it and said to the person, what was the role of Meadowbrook? And funny enough, that individual has an MBA now, right? And I used that. I said, you have an MBA. What are the foundations that led you to your MBA? Forget about the fact that you didn't do CXCs and all these different things. What were your foundations? Meadowbrook's role did not include paying for your subjects. That person thought about it and had a very intelligent approach to it afterwards, and is still a part of our association since. So it's really the perspective that people are coming from. They think that the school owed them something different from anything that is a part of the school's obligation, right?
Right. Exactly.
I
Totally get it.
this is what I think about it, Nadine, and Wayne, and Errol and Pauline, as it is. I went to Meadowbrook. I was lucky. Because my sister was at Meadowbrook at the time. Started Meadowbrook, and my brother was at Meadowbrook. And I went to Meadowbrook with a different mindset. I go to Meadowbrook and said, well, me can contribute to Meadowbrook. Not what Meadowbrook can do for me. It's almost like the John F. Kennedy question, what you can do for me.
Yes, what don't ask, yes,
right. And so that was my approach from me go Meadowbrook, Nadine. What difference me ever make before me left that school? And me go to the school with that intention, then I say. But I was lucky. My parents allowed the mindset to flourish. And I wasn't in the unfortunate position like some people when you talk about where I never worry about certain things. Parents weren't rich in terms of like financially, but rich in terms of spirit and allow me the freedom to think a certain way. And not everybody lucky that way. I can't say that. Not everybody blessed with parents. But it's a tough question, Nadine. And not everybody are going as them say, many are called, few are chosen. Not everybody are going to say it the same way. You see what I'm saying to you? But you just have to keep asking the question. But what you can do for the school, That's not the question, not what the school do for you, what you can do for the school. What legacy you want to leave. Where you want to leave when you're not here no more. When you reach a certain age in your life, you stop thinking about certain. Yeah, man, what you want to be remembered as. Oh, him have a big car or a flashy car or this or that. No, that you can't carry that.
No, that's not the issue.
You see what I'm saying to you? So, it's a good question, Nadine. I'm glad you brought it up. It's a good question. But it's where you can do for Meadowbrook. That is how me want to frame it. What can you? What you want to do for Meadowbrook? What you want to do for Meadowbrook, So.
Yeah, they have to be. Yeah, and like you said, you have to have a love for the school. For some reason, you must come away with something from the school. You were educated there. You spent your formative years. Excuse me. You spent your formative years there. Whether good or bad, you must have some kind of response.
Yeah, man.
It's your perspective. It's what you do. You went with one intention that I'm gonna leave something at this school. Other people go and say, what can I get out of this school? And if they don't get what they want, they come away with a bad taste in their mouth.
That's right.
Which Meadowbrook had nothing to when you mentioned. Meadowbrook wasn't there to pay your tuition. You're there to pay tuition, so the teachers have to get
exactly
paid.
It, right.
You can't get the school to fund you in that way. The teachers have to get paid. The ground have to be kept. Things have to be maintained. So you can't hold Meadowbrook responsible for the fact that they weren't able to pay your tuition. I'll give you a free right to go to school.
No.
Or after you leave,
and then you make this comment, but I'm glad that person realized that, let me give this a second thought.
Yeah, man. It can help somebody pay them school fee,
Exactly.
Exactly.
Think about it.
It can turn the phone and say, even in a position, it can help somebody who couldn't help him and just start a tradition.
Exactly. It should be a motivation to
the boy. He can leave a legacy of himself and say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to help a youth go to school every year. And you never have to do it for fun for him, just like feel good to do it. That's the thing about when you do things, You're not looking up praise or nothing, you just do it because it make you feel good, That's the whole thing, When you do things for people, it make you feel much better. Me just speak for myself, right? And me just can't talk for myself. And I hope that most people that feel that way and realize the value you're not giving. Because you want.
And that person was fortunate enough to go on to obtain a master's degree. He should look back and say, you might be a student like myself who might be struggling. Let me find out from the school authorities. I can help that person. I came over the hump. I was able to get over on the other side. Let me see if I can help somebody.
Put your hand back down there and draw somebody up with you.
There you go.
So bearing that.
And then you can pose that question. You think you can say, is there anybody you think you can help? I mean, you might have been struggling. Where are you now? Are you in a position?
Right.
Behind you.
Right.
So there's a tool they can use to counteract their questions.
And so bearing that in mind when I tell them, say, tomorrow morning they're going to get up and I say, boy, the one land
Yeah, she has to wait. She has to wait until I come back from church because
you can't text me or email me and say, yeah. So any question, and you first, Pauline, any question you think I could have asked, but I didn't ask, or any topic, what could I bring up that I didn't bring up?
You touched on almost everything here. The uniform, everything. You really touched on everything that I pointed out to you. The teachers and everything. No, I really don't think there's anything that you didn't touch on.
And you, Errol, is there anything I'm missing? Anything that you can't talk that not to forget behind the paid wall?
No, well, something. This conversation is just a beginning, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, man. Yes.
I don't think within the time frame that we spoke, which is almost going on close to 3 hours.
Record.
There's still room for more conversation and more encouragement from everybody around the table. So it doesn't end here. I don't think it ends here as far as I'm concerned. There's more room to talk and to encourage and to build up. So it's a continuation.
Yeah, man.
It's a continuation.
That's why
in my book.
That's why I see it, man. Everything begins with a conversation, and the conversation must never end.
Stories were meant to be told, not buried.
Yeah, man. Must never end.
That's right.
And as I'm proud to say, it's like I don't know if any other school having conversation like this. We put out every week. So we're setting a pace, Wayne. You think anybody start copying yet?
I don't know. Maybe the Pembroke guys might inspire something.
Trust me, there's somebody listening. The way information goes.
Yeah,
today,
man, I'm gonna try.
There's somebody listening to this and saying, that's a good idea what these people are doing.
Yeah,
here.
man, we lay the foundation and set the pace. Them can't copy. It is flattering that people aren't copy. I'm not a problem with that. That is, not a problem.
Of course. That's a good thing.
Everybody's story, everybody memory different, So.
Yes.
But let me ask the last question, though, and I'm going to ask you first this time, Errol. The last question I ask everybody who comes on this program. That Pauline can think about the question while I ask him. The last question I have, Errol, is what made Meadowbrook magical?
There's so many things. Its uniqueness. Since I was a foundation member, we built on the Christian principles that were laid down, and it just followed. We just touched on this thing: the camaraderie, the friendship, the respect that just followed us through the years I was there. It's something to just cherish and embrace, and I'm still doing it today in my family.
Yeah, man. That is true. And you, Pauline, same question. What made Meadowbrook magical?
Well, as Rolly said, so many things. When I heard of Meadowbrook, I was a little skeptical. I didn't know what to expect because we never heard all the hoopla about like Andrews High School, Walmart, St. Hughes. Meadowbrook was so new to every one of us, even our parents. And I think there was apprehension somewhere there where our parents are concerned. Oh my God, I'm sending my children all the way up into this bush. I mean, oh God, will they be safe, whatever. But after going there for a few months and realizing that pretty much everybody came from a different area. Not everybody, or at that time, nobody came from Meadowbrook area. Everybody came from below Meadowbrook. So, I mean, we had something in common when we started school. And as I said, we built friendship from there, we built respect, love, more than anything, love for each other. I mean, having each other back, as they say, you know. Not all of us was as fortunate as myself and Rolly, who had a marriage that went through all the ups and downs and still stayed together or whatever, held the course. Some of our friends got divorced and we were there for them, you know. Come, bring the baby, or come, let me drop you off to work, or come, let me do this, or come over, let's talk, whatever. So, you know, it just gave us a foundation gave us a foundation to build on love, you know, respect, camaraderie.
Yes.
You know, we looked out for each other. You know, we never felt, I didn't have it, and nobody there felt that they were better because they had the wealth or because they were racist or whatever. Nothing like that. We all got along. Mm-hmm. It was beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Meadowbrook was lovely.
Meadowbrook was the ultimate melting pot while I was there, man. It was.
Yes, mm-hmm. Yes.
It really was. And we took it a splendid Lux Vestra.
Let your light shine.
To a different level.
Yeah.
We really allowed our light to shine. Mm-hmm. Meadowbrook students allowed their light to shine. Mm-hmm. And that we did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, Errol and Pauline, this has been, I know when you guys set the conversation, you were a bit apprehensive at first and say, how we never talk a lot about for so long? And we're there for 3 hours.
Yeah, I was wondering how we're going to survive 2 hours after this discussion.
And it's more than 2 hours now. And we never want it end.
That's awesome.
We still want to chat.
We want to talk more, exactly.
We still want to chat some more. But I hear pots and pans moving, so that means people hungry, people want to eat.
Yeah. Somebody knocking a pot over.
Not a pot.
But before...
Hey, Lance.
Yeah.
I think you made it's a record tonight, buddy.
Yeah. But
it is.
Let me just ask some quick closing remarks from each one. And you go first, Nadine. Any closing remark before I close out the program? You unmute, Nadine. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. What can I say? Once again, it was a pleasure to be on this platform that has become so much a part of us in such a short period of time. Mm-hmm. So if Meadowbrook Memories podcast can make this kind of inroad, Wayne and Ozzy, in this short period of time, can you imagine what else we can do?
Yes.
So thank you so much for the invitation. It was really a pleasure being in such esteemed company, Pauline and Errol. The conversation was wonderful. I've learned so much. And again, as I said before, I will take what I've learned here and continue to bring back to the team and to see how I can incorporate some of these in the way forward and continue to build bridges by building for tomorrow, starting today. Thank you again.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, my dear.
Thank you, Nadine.
I
say any closing remark before I close out the program?
Well, Prince, as usual, good job. Thanks for the invite. It was really nice talking with each and every one. This program that you have, Prince, it's so important to share the memories and the experiences of each and every one of us. Recently, we had one of our members pass away, and Jelly, you interviewed the individual, and it was the right time, and it was just nice that you did it, and we're able to share his memories and listen to it. But good job, and thank you again for having us, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. And Wayne,
thank you.
Any closing remark, Wayne, before I close out the program here?
Well, not much. I think it has been said by Nadine and Ozzy, and I just like to draw on the analogy of bridges. I think about the function of a bridge, and as Nadine said, we're here building bridges. It's more than just the structure, and the structure itself is useless unless it can actually serve the intended purpose. And not only are we building it for the purpose, we are also the bridge. So we're talking about the past generation, the present one, the next one, and working together, they're moving people from one place to another. And I really love that analogy of that bridge. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be a part of that bridge and look forward to the conversations in the future.
And if you notice, Errol and Pauline, that I use all four of my name because everybody call me something different, and it don't matter. Glister or Jelly or Lance or Prince, and I use that deliberately because it don't matter when you call me. And the funny thing is now, everybody know me different. Everybody have a different name when them call me. See, I'm saying to you, everybody comfortable, and it don't matter. No matter. But you first, Pauline, any closing remark before I close out the program here?
No, it as I said, we both, Errol and I, were wondering what is this podcast gonna be like? What the questions are gonna be like. And let me tell you, it has been such a pleasure. I mean, there's not one question that you asked me that I was reluctant to answer. I mean, it took a while for me to come up with the answers, but it was a joy coming up with the answers to let you know exactly what Meadowbrook was like, the experience was like for us. It was a joy, it was a pleasure sharing it. It really was. Even the embarrassment of the dump truck, but it was a pleasure sharing it all. You better believe I was mad at him, afterwards I was wondering why you stood there and laughed when everybody laughed at me with this dump truck business. But I mean,
Life.
It was funny. I miss this Peter King and everybody else who shared in our experience. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, man. Your children and your grandchildren will listen to this with a smile when I'm listening to this back. Yeah.
Let me tell you, and when the newsletter comes about, they will have questions. So Daddy, tell me what you did about so, and Mommy, so and so. So they'll be listening with open ears and arms to hear exactly what went down.
Yeah, man. We have an opportunity to write our own history, man, and take it
seriously.
That's really what it is. So you, Errol, any closing remark before I close out the program?
Well, it was a pleasure sharing this conversation with this group of Meadowbrookians who I didn't know personally, but just thinking about, we were in an environment in which we learned and which we feel proud of. We are kindred spirits, so we're not strangers anymore. We are friends, and we have a common cause in moving Meadowbrook forward.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Errol.
That's right.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I'm going to close out this program by saying this conversation feel like all of us go Meadowbrook at the same time, and that's what I love with it. From different generations, these are the conversations I like. It's like, when I started out, as I say, I was talking to my friend, so it was easy. But this is just as easy. It never matter. It coming like it no matter where year you go Meadowbrook or when you go Meadowbrook. Once to meet up, as Pauline said, we don't want to stop chat. We just want to talk.
Oh my dear.
We just want to talk. And on behalf of, and let me call everybody name, Oswald, Barrett, Wayne Swaby, Nadine Moulton, Errol and Pauline Henry, and Pauline name was Hollingsworth before when she was at Meadowbrook. It has been a real pleasure to sit down and talk to them for 3 hours, and God bless that great school at 2 Meadowbrook Avenue or 2A. I never can remember the address. Will bring us all together where we can be having these conversations after all these years, after 6 years, like we're still at school. Like we're still,
right.
It's like we're still a meet up at the assembly hall in the morning or lunchtime.
Oh my God.
And I chat, and I talk about story. I talk about Pauline. I jump out of the dump truck and we laugh about it. And you'll see her. Only thing missing, we now have the phone to take the picture for sure, everybody, and put her up on TikTok.
Just have to visualize it.
Yeah.
You just visualize me jumping under that dumpster.
Yeah, man. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this was a real pleasure. Thank you all for coming and spending. And I'm always humble that people want to come and join the conversation. When me just start, I just go talk to my friend them about cricket and football. So thank you all for coming to spend 3 hours on a Saturday night. And God bless you.
Thank you all.
God bless you all.
As
I say, God bless you all, and God bless that great school at Meadowbrook, 2 Meadowbrook Avenue.
That's right.
Awesome. Okay.
Have a good night.
Enjoy, everyone.
Yeah, man.
Take care.
Good night.
Thank you. Yeah, man. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
So remember to like, share, and subscribe these Meadowbrook Memories podcasts, so neither you nor your friends will miss another Meadowbrook conversation. Thanks. Thanks for listening to Meadowbrook Memories, and remember to give us all the support and encouragement you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. And special thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince, who takes care of everything involved in getting the podcast out every week, and without him, this podcast would not be possible. It is his expertise that allows me to do what I love doing every week, having great conversations about Meadowbrook Memories, and he's responsible for everything else. So again, thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince.